I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son. So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman. How you doing, my beautiful people? Good to see you. God bless you. Up and running. Julian Lakeman. Sure improvement. I am disappointed in you. Good morning to you, but I'm disappointed. Yesterday, you went off the stream, and you know that as the lady in the house, you have to make sure that you stay on the stream to keep all these men in order. And you left the stream, and we had disorder. So, sure improvement. Please do not leave today. I'm asking you to stick and stay. Big up Fresh God, the man who supports the humble lion. Yeah. We're going to talk some JPL. Jason. Yeah, man. Grand spend. And another player pen up. Daniel Smith. Big coach from down in Westmoreland. Mr. United. I heard some people saying Manchester United may be finishing in 6th as they expect Liverpool to pass them. I don't know. What say you, Mr. United? God bless you. Up and running. Yeah, Siobhan Peart. Yeah, man, respect. KW Media. Yeah. If you need any, when I need fact checking, he is one of the person who does that. You understand me, for the platform? You understand me? Yes, my people. Up. All right. So we have a loaded show for you today. It's going to be a good one. So stick and stay. All right. Some people are already upset because of the thumbnail. A.M. Henry, I blame you, A.M. Henry, and I blame Sure Improvement as the two female, along with Anita Bell. You all left the stream yesterday, and then the place was full of chaos. So you are being placed in solitary confinement on the stream. You're not permitted to leave the stream until the stream is finished. And anyone who goes out of line, you have my permission to discipline them. in a way, shape, or form that you believe is in the best interest of the overall program. All right. Big up to the beautiful ladies in the house, in the building today. All right. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to share with you. In the newspapers, you would have heard, you would have read some stuff that we're going to talk about. But before we do that, again, we thank the Most High God that we have life. I'm always grateful for that. I have an assignment with a financial institution. You know, you have to dress up nice and all of them things and go out and then, you know, take my kids to school while they're here. And, it's a very, very uh, enjoyable thing to sit and drive and talk with your kids to school and all of that to know what is happening in their lives. Treasure the moments. Treasure the moments. Celebrate the moments because you just never know when is that day when you won't be able to do that again. All right. Um, I have some stuff I want to read and share with you. I'm going to talk to you about something very important because it is going to segue into one of the discussions that we're having. But you'd have heard Paul Teagat Davis of Arnett Gardens and other clubs crying out that there should be some sort of award for the team that finishes the regular season at the top of the JPL pile. And that is about to take place as Owen Hill recently stated in a newspaper article that they will be moving to do that come next season. So I think that is a good thing. I also want you to know that the Tier 2 competition has some very good team, I think, with very good financial backing. So that's a good program going on there. The Tier 2 that promotes team to our Premier League. True Juice, I hear that they have a pocket of wealth, and if they get promoted, they are planning on building a mini stadium where they are. So that's a good thing. All right. So that is True Juice, right? Also, Treasure Beach down there in uh, Saint Elizabeth. I hear that they have a good system in place, and also if they get promoted, there'll be significant, investment financially. There, the club out in Trelawney, Falmouth is a club that the Marlies are a part of, and I hear that they also have plans afoot to do some big stuff. So that's a good look. It means that at least we can be rest assured that the teams that will be promoted to the tier two next season, if it's any of those teams, that they not only have quality players, but they have good financial um, support there. All right. And which is very, very critical because you know how football is. You not only need talent, you need money, and having good money is important in ensuring that the program that you're a part of is sustainable over a long period of time. All right. So that's good. Oh, John, I said JDF has a good team as well. JDF not in tier two; they're in the major league. Yeah, man. Big up Drew, Ross. All right. Bless up yourself. Rob Simmons is here. Sure. Yeah. Big up the Ibangs. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Drew Ross, aka Drew Fortis. Change up the name, bless up every time, man. All right, so as usual, just a very quick thought. And when I do these things, it's because it segue into what I'm going to talk about. So just listen to me, and let's start. Right, I'm going to talk to you about equality and equity. All right. If we're all equal, then why aren't we all treated equally? And I'll speak about this in terms of how Jamaica's football is: domestic, international, rural, and urban, uptown, and downtown. All right? The big question is, big up Brain Drain, big up Jason Good and Tyrone Williams. If we are all equal, then why aren't we all treated equally? And is treating every person exactly the same always the best thing to do? And so, to answer this question, it is important to think about the difference between equality and equity. All right, so give us your definition. Share with me your thought. I see Brain Drain already objected. We should have AI. If you challenge me on this, I will beat you. Equality is recognizing that as human beings, we all have the same value. This means we all have the same rights. We should all receive the same level of respect and have the same access to opportunity. Remember, we're speaking in the context of our football. This isn't just a nice idea. There are actual laws that support this concept. So what then is equity? Equity is about everyone achieving equal outcomes. We all have the same value and deserve a good life. But we all start from different places. We are also all wonderfully different and experience the world in our own unique way. Big up Elite Sport Ryan LFC. It's because of these differences that we sometimes need to be treated differently for us all to live safely, healthily, happily, and equally. This means that we need to look at what individual people and communities need in order to achieve equity. For example, equality would be giving everyone the same type of ladder to pick mangoes at the top of a tree. Right? Makes sense. Equity would be realizing that not everyone can use the same type of ladder and providing another way for them to reach the mangoes at the top of the tree. So though we are equal, there needs to be equity, that people must be given the specific things that they need so that we can all arrive at particular outcomes. We can all have the same outcome if we begin to give people what they need to achieve the outcome. Following so far. So what can you do? What can I do? It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, where you live, what you look like, what you believe, think, or do. Every human has the same value and is deserving of the same opportunity. Creating a world that is fair for everyone is all up to all of us. We can help by looking out for each other, showing one another respect, and thinking about the different ways others may experience the world. I speak of this in light of the constant discussion about our football. We are all equals, but there needs to be equity. How the man in rural Jamaica arrive at an outcome of being an excellent footballer will be different from how the man is in urban Jamaica come to that similar outcome. Therefore, they need to be given different resources. In like manner, the Jamaicans living outside of Jamaica need to be treated equally. And for them to be treated equally means this: how the kids in Jamaica, in particular youth football, get into our national team, it cannot be the same means we use for those kids who play outside of Jamaica, because that would not be treating them equally. The example of the mangoes on the tree. Brethren says we are all equal, but people like all right, brethren. Right, you understanding? I believe that our football, in order to operate in perfect equality and equity, must give a different ladder to the kids outside of Jamaica than the ladder given to the kids playing inside Jamaica to get the mangoes that are at the top of the tree. So let's move back to this constant debate I've been having. And again, I don't hold all the truth. I'm prone to errors like anyone. You can fact check anything that I say. And if I'm wrong, I will gladly come back, apologize, and say what the truth is. Because I know that information, when you're working with sources and information, it's Chinese telephone. And sometimes you don't get all the information and the context. All right? So, I took time yesterday and this morning to reach out to families, clubs, players who I assumed that would have been talked to, contacted. There would have been some sort of reaching out to them for the CAC squad. And there are some players that I can state categorically that the player, their club, their parents, or their representative, whether you call it agent or whatever, have not been contacted via email, call, text, any other matter. And these are all players who at some point either represented the country or are in dialogue. Let me give you some names. Now, one of the names you will say that he is not available. All right? No one has reached out to Zion Scarlett. No one reached out to Kobe Thomas. I will go a little further on Kobe Thomas. Kobe Thomas' parents wanted him to be a part of the CAC squad. That I can state. No one reached out to Chad James, Jaden Anderson. That's 4. All players who play in the States. Dante Casanova, who was invited for the Trinidad and Tobago Games, got his Jamaican passport. No one spoke to him. Kirai Anderson. No one spoke to him. No one emailed him, his club, his parent, or any other representative. I would like to know. Remember, the team has been, from what we know, selected. All right? And I am cool that they have players there. Oh, muted. Sorry about that. So, the I am not saying that these players should. We also know that no one from Phoenix was invited to be a part of the squad. However, two players were invited to a training camp that had nothing to do with the CAC games from the interview that I had. We also know that the CAC team somehow supposed to be connected to the senior national team, meaning it's a transition from one place to the other. All right. So, what am I saying? I don't select teams, and maybe the persons who did believe that the players that they have are the best 18 players in the positions that they have. But did we give the other players that I mentioned and others an equal opportunity to be a part of this team? This is what integrity is built on. This is what accountability is built on. It is doing what is right, no matter the cost, no matter the circumstances. It is therefore very important that we, the people, are told who is the person or persons responsible for the selection of the squad. Whomever that person is, those persons are, they must come and give reasons for not providing equal opportunity for the rest of players to be a part of this. What statistics and data did you use to determine who was better than who? What league comparison did you use? What games did you watch? Who provided the scouting report? At the appointment of the new coach, many people adjusted. Some made a 40-degree, some made a 90-degree turn, some made a 180, some made a 270. But people believe now, given this debacle, that we're heading right back where we started, which would mean we have made a 360. It cannot be that we have a technical director selecting a team to give to a coach. It cannot be. We cannot, in this time, when we have asked for the people to trust us, to believe us, to have confidence in us, to talk about the good things then, that we make such decision. So I've used this phrase many a times. I will play the fool But I will not be played by a fool. When you read The Art of War, The Art of Power, the best way to destroy your enemy is to make them feel like they are winning when they are actually losing. They are being destroyed slowly, but they are so gung-ho to win that they can't see that those who they are trying to fool are playing fool to catch wise. You know that saying? We know when you lie. We check the facts. But we believe the more you talk is the more you will talk. And the more you will talk. And the more you will talk. Because you think that by your convincing speech and words and explaining yourself is that you have, fooled the people. Knowledge pops up. So I want to begin like that. Now, to all the players who made this team, management, I am sure sports, and I am sure that all the present viewers on this platform will support you when you put on the Jamaican jersey. When you score a goal, we will clap and rejoice. When you win a game, we'll be happy. So I don't want you for 1 minute to think like poor selection will cause the real fans of Jamaica's football to walk away. We're going to stick and stay because this is our country. This is our team. And we are duty bound. We are duty bound to support it. We are duty bound to support it. Again, as I said yesterday, that there are many policies that our government, churches, schools have implemented. For example, I don't think kids need to wear a uniform to school. But it's a policy of our government and the educational system that kids must wear a uniform. But we follow the policy, even though we don't agree. We need a federation that is bold enough to state what their policy positions are. And whether we agree with the policy or not, it is the policy. We can push against it and fight, but it is the policy. You come out, you state your policy. And here's what you do. After you've stated your policy, it's very simple. You give the reasons why you institute such a policy. I've moved away from accusing people of things that I cannot prove. I don't know your motives. I don't know your objectives. Right? So while some people may say it is a quota system, I don't speak what I don't know. And so I am going to refuse to have any argument where anyone cannot present facts. that this is whatever we discuss, we must be able to represent it and defend it with facts. Otherwise, it is just an opinion. And because it is your opinion, don't mean you need to talk it or it is right. Freedom of speech comes with responsible speech. Not because you're free to talk, mean that you're free to say anything. I know that you are hearing what is happening. You hear what is happening. Many of our entertainers would have come out years ago and said many things. Freedom of speech. Man can bun this and bun that and bun that. Some of those same entertainers today are taking back some of those things. So we must speak responsibly. Social media is a good space. You have a choice with your words. You have a choice as to whether or not you are going to be a problem solver when you speak or a problem, yeah, or a problem solver or a problem creator. Peter Mystic says, are you aware Kobe Thomas' mom is a member of the Royal Girls coaching staff? That's I'm telling you that his father Roger wanted him to be in this team. So I don't know. His father Roger Thomas wanted him to be a part of the CAC team, and they were never contacted at any time possible. The youth. So let me give you some of this. Let me just take some comments, and then everyone will not be happy with the team selected. There will always be someone who should have been selected. The JFF need to be transparent. That's what I'm saying. AMN. Transparency is a great way to solve certain things. Yeah, Coach Boris. All right. Jason says, Rob Simmons, I will disagree with you on this one, my bro. I really don't think this is just about the CAC, but the program overall. Yeah. And my argument today is everything I believe must be governed by systems and policies that are clearly stated and understood. All right. So what I've done, I have not accused anybody of anything. I've asked questions and stated my opinion. All right. All right. David goes, well, here's the thing now. So this under 15 thing is happening. I think Freddie Butler and the team over there are responsible. It is very funny, right? Because even the parents over there, the parents have to understand. I will say this to them that remember there are many states with Jamaican kids. Though Florida may have a whole lot, even if they were to take one, like I said that and this is my opinion now, I believe that there are 4 kids minimum that I think should be seen by the head coach and not the technical director for him to make a decision. That's me. That's how I would do it. If that's not the way, that's fine. But what the Floridonians should also understand that imagine 10 of the kids from Florida in it. Just imagine with me. What happened to the kids in New York, in Boston, in New Hampshire, in Philadelphia, in Maryland, in New Jersey, right? In Indiana. What about the Jamaicans in Chicago? What about all those others? So at the end of the day, we have to bear that in mind as well. Just food for thought. We have a call. and then I'm going to get a couple of persons to come on and share their thoughts. So give me a second. I have something else. We have a caller line. Do we have the caller? Let me see. Caller. We have a caller here. Hello, caller. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Oh, here you know. Ryan LFC, good morning. Welcome to the show. What say it to you?
For me, good morning to all the viewers down. Mornings.
Yeah, man. Yes, Ryan. Yes, Ryan. Hello? Ryan. Hello, 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 hello. All right. We want to try next call and see what is going on because not hearing Ryan so clearly. All right, so. Hello? I don't know. All right, let me try next. I see someone else was calling. Let me try this call and see if there's any difference. Hold on. Let's see if this one works. And then we'll know if it is my thing or it is Ryan. All right?
Mr. Mannings.
Yes, caller. Welcome to the show. Good day. You're live on I Am Sure Sports.
How are you doing, boss?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I have a quick question. I'm good.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Miguel.
I have a quick question for you as it relates to the freedom of speech, right? That you spoke about just now.
Yeah.
Who determines the guideline as to when that freedom of speech has gone beyond its limit?
I don't know that there's any limit on freedom of speech gone to the limit.
Yeah, but you just said that we have to be careful. You use the entertainment
No, I
as
said
example.
the word that I use is that freedom of speech comes with responsible speech.
Right.
So is that
Right.
right? Is that right or wrong?
Huh?
Is it right or wrong? Is my statement right? Because the bottom line, are you disagreeing with my statement that freedom of speech comes
That's
with?
that's exactly what we're trying to establish right now.
So
What I'm asking.
so no first you need to let me know if you agree or disagree with the statement.
No, we're establishing that right now. So what I'm asking you is this. So therefore, irresponsible. There's a guideline. So at what point do you consider it irresponsible, and what guideline do you
I
use to
can't, I
determine
can't, I can't, I can't,
irresponsible?
I can't. It's not everything you can say. There's no guideline. It's so wide and varied. You could come out and say somebody's a you. I could come out and say, see, Miguel Walza call the program is a big old criminal, a thief. That is freedom of speech. Is that responsible when I cannot support it? Is that responsible?
But it's still freedom.
So did I
The
say it's
person is still
no?
free to
So
speak.
that is why
So
I'm.
at what point
Hold
do
on, hold
you?
on, hold
At
on, hold
what
on,
point,
hold on, hold
depending
on. You
on
ask,
what?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Did I say it is not freedom of speech, or did I say freedom of speech come with responsibility? That's why I'm asking you. The first thing we need to establish is simply this: do you agree that freedom of speech comes with responsible speech? Yes or no? And then we can get into what you're trying to establish. That is the first question I want to ask, because that's a yes or no answer.
I think that is in context. That is in context. Because depending on who that is considered to be offended, because you could be addressing a crowd of people and one person find it irresponsible while 99 other persons they say that it's good, so it's in context. That's why where freedom of speech is considered such a wide topic, as you just said, and it is hard to really say what is responsible for what is irresponsible, especially nowadays, where especially in social media, a lot of people being cancelled. Everybody's claiming victimization. So what was freedom of speech 10 years ago is totally being redefined
So
right
so
now.
let me ask you. So that means that as an adult, you can go to a school and use any language you want because you have freedom of speech in talking to the kids.
Well, we see that happening now, and it's being
No,
accepted.
I know.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
you're saying that
But you're
no.
asking for my opinion. I'm giving you the general
Yeah, but
outlay
it
what
is
is happening in
that is
society.
so you can't give me that in society. You are telling me that that a teacher can go into a classroom and this is happening in society and she can tell kids about their mother because she has freedom of speech and that is what is happening. That's what I'm talking about. So a teacher can walk into a kindergarten classroom and tell the kids what kind of sexual stuff they're supposed to be their parents and nothing is wrong with that because there's no limit to it, and she has right to freedom of speech, or he has right to freedom of speech. And though the kid may be offended, it is okay because nothing is wrong with it. I don't understand how the question come up if I'm saying that it comes with responsibility. It's just like drinking. It's free for anybody to drink, but it comes with responsibility. Anybody can drive, but it comes with responsibility. Anybody can own a gun in the states, in certain states, but it comes with responsibility. So I don't understand if we are saying that freedom of speech comes with no responsibility, because if you're saying it comes
No,
with
I did not say it comes with.
uh,
No, I'm not saying. And of course, there are extreme to every situation, management. I'm not saying that it doesn't come with responsibility. And they're extreme to every situation. And I don't think we were referring to the extreme right now. That I don't think that your conversation was referring to the extremes. We're talking about on the normal circumstances. You understand me? So if we're gonna base the conversation in the context that you're having it, I don't think those examples would be the ideal ones to have. I
so,
would
so use
discuss
all right. So don't go to
based
the
on what
extreme.
you are talking.
Use a simple example. So here it is. Is it right for me, without evidence, and this is not extreme, to come out and say, um, cataract? Let's use cataract. Is a thief, or even if I believe so, and I believe I have a right to say it. Something about being with kids and stuff like. Is it right? Even if I know it so,
If
is it?
it's right,
Yeah, because it's freedom of speech. I have a right to say that. Do I have a right? And that is
you
not.
can say it, but unless you're, but that's different. If you're prepared to deal with the ramifications, fine. You can always say. Nobody's stopping you from saying everything. Just as how you're free to say whatever you want to say, you're free to
Okay,
de-
sir.
you're free to you must be prepared to deal with the consequences that is dealt with from there. You understand
I'm
me?
not sure. I'm not sure. That's why I needed to know. Like, but let me let you finish. Maybe I'm not listening. So I'm not sure like where we are not on the same. Like, I'm trying to figure out where we not agreeing.
No, I'm saying that there's a thin line. All I'm saying, management,
Yeah.
in a normal thing, there's a thin line where freedom of speech is concerned. You understand me? As to what you see as being irresponsible, another person may not see it as being so. You understand me? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to
Okay,
the
because
extreme
what I am
or
saying is
anything
that
like that.
I am. It is the person who
And
says I am going to speak has a responsibility because not everything needs to be said in every context. So it comes with responsibility. That's the point I'm making, you know. So if we,
because
yeah,
even the point that you're making with equality, it's like a similar thing. It is difficult to have total equality. You're gonna have bias in almost anything that you face. Even you
no,
alluded to that. Even you exercise that the other day when you said that you have your cousin that played for a particular team, and somebody asked you to recommend somebody else. You see, your man, next thing my cousin gonna get dropped. That is bias. You understand me?
so
And nothing is wrong with that.
yeah, but
You understand me?
you
So
cannot use one
even
part of what I said doing on Miguel. I said equality and equity. I spoke about like all
yeah,
men are created equal. Equity is, and I gave you the example, you cannot give everyone the same ladder to pick the mango at the top of the tree. Because one man is 6 feet tall, the other is 3. So if you give them the same size ladder, one man going to reach the mango and one man still not going to. Equity is, though all men are created equal, equity is I'm going to give every person the same opportunity to come to the same out to the end to the same end result. In other words, I'm going to give the man who's 3 feet tall a taller ladder. That means he has the same advantage and same opportunity as picking the mango as the man who is 6 feet tall. That's equity.
Okay, so you're not advocating for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
So though we are all equal, equity is based on different things you're going to have to give people, because equity is how do I get all people, urban, rural, local, or domestic and international, to have the same outcome, represent Jamaica in football if they want to. Am I going to give the one in Jamaica a 6 feet ladder and the people who live outside of Jamaica a ladder that is one foot? It needs to be.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're not advocating for equality, you're advocating for equity.
No, because
By
equality,
giving
the only
equity,
way you can have equality is if
or
there's
by giving
equity.
equity,
Because remember,
achieve equality.
you remember what I said, equality comes when there is equity. The other aspect to
Okay.
equality is that we are all born equal. Yeah. But there are
Okay,
tons of calling. I know Ryan was calling in and I wasn't getting
no
through. But
problem, man.
big up, Miguel. Always
Listening.
appreciate
Respect,
your
man.
contribution. Yeah.
No problem, man. Not going to listen. I like the program, so that's all good.
Yeah, man. All right. Blessings, man.
All right, cool.
All right. So, for the persons listening, right? If you call while someone else is on the line, it's going to be very difficult for me to do it. Now, I'm going to also pin the link, so you can join. Please join the conversation with your cameras on. All right. If you're using your cell phone, turn it to landscape instead of portrait so we can have the best shot. If you're unable to come on using your camera, I am going to ask you to call in and I will give you time to speak on the phone. The line is now free, and I'm going to pin the link, and if you desire to call in at this time, the line is free. All right. Ryan, I don't know, something is wrong with your internet, but you can call back now. All right. So I've pinned the link for those who want to join. All right. So I also want to talk about that. You see how Balagan has been basically he's a part of the US team. He's going to be a part of it. This is what we want to see happen with our football. We have been doing better, but I think we need to improve. And this CAC game, to me, it almost feel like it is setting us back. All right. So it's so funny, right? My side dead, next leg, no sir. One side dead. A fresh God. I don't know fresh God. Fresh God side of 40-year-old, 39-year-old, 38-year-old, 37-year-old, 36-year-old, 33-year-old. I mean, it is amazing. Like you could tell, like even Xavier and Virgo. Ryan, LFC. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you now.
Hello?
Yeah.
How are you, bro?
Doing good, man.
Alright, good to know that. How good is Balogun is? How good is him them playing at French League? How good it is?
You know that the French league, especially when they're not playing in the Champions League, is very difficult to measure. I would say Balogun is, I don't know, Demarai Gray level. I don't know. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
that's a Demarque. That's okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
in those levels, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Mm,
What
okay.
what are your thoughts?
I don't know much about him, but I was just watching some highlight because I was hearing AFTV talking about him and thing. I watch a highlight and thing, but through him anyway, he's an Arsenal fan, so I just ask your perspective and what you feel, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. The man them sent me team lucky last night, so.
Bro, like watching Mount Pleasant, like it give me flashback memory, bro. I'm not lie to you, bro. Like watching Mount Pleasant, like I'm watching the national team a year, 15 months ago, bro. Like they put the ball on the ground and pass it, bro. I don't know, man, but um, all the best to Mount Pleasant. I don't have much to say about Tapaka. I don't know nobody say personal against Tapa, so I'm gonna leave that one there. All right,
Hey, know where
bigger
yourself.
picture, Jamaica with it.
Know where yourself, man. Mount Pleasant winning the Premier League. I think
Which
this.
Premier League?
Huh? What do you mean? Which
Which
the JPL, the JPL they're
really?
winning. Yeah, man. No doubt. Listen, we're going to steamroll,
Okay.
right? All right, go ahead, Rand. We're going to steamroll them. You see the next game, 3-love. 3-love they're getting.
Mannings,
No joke.
Mannings, Mannings. It has been very hurtful to watch the
What?
last couple of games for Mount Pleasant.
Oh
But
my
brother, look at
lord.
the result. Them coming into it. You start out well as usual. We expect Mount Pleasant to start out well, but where is the balance? Where is the pace? You know what I mean? You know they peak too early. They run out of gas. You know what I mean? But
You want about to which?
I want Mount Pleasant to win, honestly, bro. I want them to win because of the money them that the owner is spending. You know, he needs something. You get the message, so I
Yeah,
want him win still. Now
yeah.
go around the thing still. I want him win, but yeah.
People
But
asking me, but
Mannings, let's move
Chris
on
is
to
saying
this.
that Balogun
Hmm?
value $25 million. Jason Guna says he scored 20 goals in 20 games. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but go ahead now. Yes, at Jamaica. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamaica thing now. Jamaica thing now. So Mannings,
Yes, sir.
big man thing, Mannings. We youth program them, bridging. I don't like the direction we talk about bridge. I don't like the direction. It's fine, it's good. You know, seems like we're trying to find the right formula with this coach. This coach seems like he know what he's doing. You can see a leader, you can see a structure of the senior national team so far. You can see the direction where the coach is going. But honestly, when it come on to a youth team, them it always have to be some problem. Problem always have to around a youth team them. Coaching always have the problem around a youth team them. Why we can't get the thing right? Why every time a youth tournament come up, the JFF now communicate properly? Let us know what is the all the players then get pick and all of them thing there. Or we select a squad that we don't have a coach. Hmm? Mannings, I know you're the show different. I'm not gonna get into the name calling because you're the thing different and thing, but Bridget, the man them for leave the football, Bridget. That's all me I say, brother. Man them for leave the football and just be honest, Bridget. Tell the people them the truth, Bridget, and stop go around and tell people this and then 2 days afterwards you come and I say, Mannings, look later, Bridget. But the man them need to do better, brother. The man them need to do better with the youth team, them, Bridget. And stop trying to fool the people, them. Every time they try to fool the people, them, the
Yeah.
people, them are going to find them out. How long you can lie? How long you can hide the truth? Come on, Bridget, man. We know so we do the right thing, brother. Mannings, you do your thing different. Big up yourself. Look later. Let's go.
So hold on. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fourth or fifth for Liverpool.
Mannings, I'm just wishing my team to win the next 2 games. Um, um, honestly, I think we'll leave it too late. Game is running out on us. If it happen, miracle, but I don't think it will happen. You know what I mean? But you have to just stick with the Europa League. You know, yeah, and build back the team.
Uh,
That's where I'm at right.
all right, boss. All right. Big up, Ryan
Yeah.
LFC. Yeah, man. Them man support the national program. Them buy every Jamaica merchandise. Remember that. Him same love Adidas, but Liverpool sponsors are Nike. So I don't know. But go ahead. Unseen, you're here. Cataract is here. Cataract. People. Let me just. I really wanted to keep everything on. Cataract wants to be on screen because he don't like the phone call thing, but he's having some serious issues, challenges, and so he's not able to be on screen. All right, so that is why the camera is blocked now. So we're going to sort that out, right? Unseen, go ahead. What you're saying? Unseen, I'm not here yet. Hold on,
Hear me
Unseen.
now?
We have a caller. Hold on, Unseen. This is Diego Ogilvy from New York City.
Oh
So
no,
nice to name me twice. You're
oh
live on I Am Sure Sports, you know.
no, ceremonies, man. I didn't know you were live. I was just calling to talk to you,
All right,
asking you a
I'll
question.
call you when I finish. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, do your thing, yeah.
All
yeah.
right, all right. Yeah, go ahead, Unseen.
Diego, call him. Yeah, man, this man. I was looking at, saw the post come up on my phone, and I decided to come on today after free time.
Because you see Mount Pleasant,
No,
really with JPL, you
no,
decide to come
yeah.
on.
So I really come on with that because it look away, It's not impossible, but the other team like Cavaliers and Arnett would be not in the league for Mount Pleasant to win. But anyway, you're a fan of Mount Pleasant, so I don't expect any other topic to be up on the screen.
So who is winning the Premier League?
Either Cavaliers or Mount or
Who
Arnett.
is two of them can't win. Who is winning the league?
Man is man. You see, me have one jersey,
You,
Hold
you
on,
know
let
that
me tell you
you know
something.
that I would not be surprised if none of those two teams don't make the final.
Hold on, man is man. Me I tell you something. Me have one jersey. It have Cavaliers just a half fight and Arnett half fight. Now we're to the finals.
Okay. All right. None of those teams may be in the finals. And
But
anyway,
but man is
mhm.
but man is
Unseen.
man.
Unseen. Show me that
Yeah.
jersey right now. What
We
if it
can't
not
show me
great?
their work, brother. With their work.
Tonight, when we see you on that program, who wants to see the jersey?
You want to see jersey? All right, no
All right.
problem.
Marlon, who winning the Premier League?
Well, see, coach in a week, have a nice conversation with him. Me need to see them. I made a closer team last time. I could have fingered my eye came back in a get last night. But yeah, man, the coach let their team last night.
Which
The
one
coach
are you
let
coaching?
eh?
Which one are you coaching?
The coach, more pleasant coach.
Oh. Are you if say to them, me not say nothing about Mount Pleasant to them.
No, me a beat you know, sir. But how about your Umberlands? My money, me get my money worth for them last night. Good quality game. I think it's the best game I've seen Umberlands play for the longest while attackingly. Defense, they runs they were the sturdy defending team. Prince Daniel Smith kept them in the game. They could have ended up with about 6 last night. Although they got chances, they get a Harborview without their keeper, right? I think Lava Williams, a player who have played with it and disappointed him last night. Disappointed with him
Let
last
me ask you this. What was the most disappointing thing about Mount Pleasant's performance?
The attacking phase of them play man is man. Poor.
night. The attacking phase, midfield. You notice the 4 chance that Dumbe Holland got. 4 mistake, right?
Huh?
4 mistake, 1 from Daxley,
Right,
right?
yeah. One from Richie.
1 from Richie and Murray.
Yeah, Murray met the guy. It's not Murray, it's the number 6. The number
That's
6.
common. Daxley is a goal. The goal came from Daxley.
Right, but that same ball, Richie lost it in the middle too, and
Yeah.
right,
And
and then they were
Daxley intercept it and went there. As they say, when they play defensive coach say, kick the ball in a stance. The game is at a point both teams are nil, right? And man is when you're a defender, you're clearing the ball. You have to clear way out on the flank,
I thought
right?
Trevor Stewart had a very poor game as well.
At a poor game.
And I would say poor game the man is man. This when you
His
play,
touch is very poor, man. The ball just a
Poor
bounce
game.
off him.
man is man.
Listen me, and Unseen.
Yeah.
Unseen. Last night, Above was a centre back, play forward, a big man, And you see the difference. Link up play, you use him body. Him body still like Trevante, in tolerance like Trevante, but you see the difference. A
Them man
person
they
who
are
have
ball,
football
bro.
intelligence.
Them man they
Yeah,
are ball.
right?
Them
A
man
man
they
who
are
have
big
football
ball.
intelligence. I hit him use last night. I'm a striker.
Them must
And
say
he
them man
runs
they
very good.
win. Let me tell you something. Them man they win the league already with Portmore, you know.
No man,
Them
you
man
know
they,
that Puma. No
of
man,
course,
how
of
no
course.
man, how about you? Eh?
Who you talking? God Stewart?
Man,
Oh,
no,
Wellington.
Stuart me attack man.
God Stewart, man, that
God
started
God
us
Stuart.
forward.
Stewart.
Yeah man.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you say you use one way.
All right, and see, but
So,
Oh, man,
and
so he's a
so,
star play forward.
let me hear what
oh,
leader,
agree.
because more than leader was here. So let me just get him leader, because I know he never come on for the JPL. And then we hear from Keller, and then we'll come back to the month. Leader, you have a lot of nice background.
Kambi, man, you have noise now?
You
All
gone.
right, go ahead, leader. Mute
Okay,
everybody. Go.
quickly. Yeah, man, I just come on for something quick thing because I heard you mentioning something very early. That I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. You did ask about a couple players. I think one of them was like Chad James, Jaden Anderson, Zion Scarlett, Kobe Thomas. I remember hearing those names.
I call Kira.
Yeah, I know, but
Kira
I mentioned
Anderson,
those in particular.
Casanova, Dante Casanova.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned those in particular, right? For a reason first, right? Did you know about, before I even go into another matter, I'm going to just quote a little article here. They really wanted to go. Chicago Fire will prevent U.S. men's national team prospects Brian Goodhertz and Chris Brady from attending Under 20 World Cup, right? So these are guys that participate in the MLS Next Pro, right? Also, and the US club.
Yeah, the guys them play first team football here.
Excuse me.
Being a part of the first.
Anyway, they are being blocked from representing
No man,
United.
hold on.
Leader.
No man, let him finish. No man, let him finish. Let us let him finish. Go ahead, man.
Let me make my story now. Let me just make my point.
Let him finish, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
After that, I'm finishing up. Look here. So I don't know if you're aware of that, right? That situation with the US with
Is that the
those
question?
players.
You're asking me if I'm aware of it. That's the question
Yes.
for me. Yes, I am aware.
You're aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you also aware that the four players that I mentioned, right? When last has Chad James and Jaden Anderson, when last have they played any football at all? Competitively.
Chad, of course. What you mean that Chad James is in Barcelona in Spain playing? What are you talking about?
He's playing?
Of course he's
At
playing.
what level?
And Anderson, what what
No, at what level are they playing? They're in academy training like the
they are
Phoenix
playing
player will
in
be playing?
competitions. They're not playing. He doesn't play in La Liga, but he's playing football. Jaden
He's
Anderson
playing football.
Jaden Anderson is playing competitive football. So I've answered your question.
And you are 110% sure on that?
They are playing competitive football.
On a point of order, man.
Hold on, let me just finish that before you make
Order.
Hold on, let me continue.
Just hold on.
Zion Scarlett and Kobe Thomas, they are also playing regular football week in, week out also, right?
Leader, do not come on the. You see when the questions they ask you, they say you have one question, you have gone five. Zion Scarlett is injured. Didn't we say that yesterday?
But didn't you mention his name this morning?
Because you're not listening. Just hold on. Ketara, just hold on. Leader, if you come onto the program, leader, listen to me. If you come, somebody need to mute. I think it's you, leader. If you come onto my program, leader, mute. It is you. You're the only mic leader. You need to mute. If you come onto the program and try to misconstrue what I'm saying, I'm going to respectfully, as somebody I respect, I would like you to come off the program and go and listen. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm trying to run a good program. So if you're going to misrepresent what I said, I'm going to ask you kindly, sir, to come off the program, go and listen before you come and take my entire program out of context for whatever silly reason you have in your mind. I ask you to give me that respect. Do not do that to me, though. All right? And then I'm going to ask you to finish up and go and listen, because what you're doing is different. And then I'm going to let Cataract speak. Go ahead, leader.
Okay. The only thing, Mannings, when you look at the amount of players that we have locally and overseas within the ages of, say, 18 to 22, do you think logically within, say, a 3-week period, we're going to, not even a 3 week, let's go to a 2-week period. Do you think it's logical that with the best, of wanting to contact everybody within that period, right? Reselection, finding out and sifting and putting together an 18-member team. We're talking about all of those players, because I've never heard anybody mention anything about Christopher Pearson. You understand? I hear other names you mentioned. I've never heard anything about him. I've not heard anything about
order, Mannings. I ask you to respect parliamentary procedure on a point of order.
Okay,
Mannings, you mentioned Christopher Pearson yesterday. You said Zion Scarlett was injured yesterday. So we can't allow a panelist to come and then make blatantly false statements that were discussed yesterday. It doesn't augur well for the program, and that is my point of order, sir. Because these matters were discussed. They were, I think Mr. Speed was on the program and you asked about Christopher Pearson. At the time, I hadn't come on as yet. When I came on, I asked about Zion Scarlett. That was my point of order, that the leader is regurgitating matters that were clearly discussed and agreed to yesterday and information provided.
Respectfully, what information? Mr. Speed gave you no information on Christopher Pearson. None. He said he didn't know.
Yes, and I'm saying you heard no one mention Christopher Pearson, and I'm saying to you that Manning's man mentioned and queried about Christopher Pearson. So if you're saying no one mentioned Christopher Pearson, you, sir, are at best being mendacious.
Well, hold on. One of the reasons, let me just get to my point. One of the reasons that I think most of those names.
Leader, you're muted. I need to do this, right? My initial contribution, I'm going to mute you again, leader, because you have a feedback, sir. Whenever your mic is open, there is a feedback. All right? When this whole matter came up, which is what I started out the program, it is about contacting players. I was told that players were contacted and club would not release them, and club did not respond in time. That is one of the reasons for the particular players. I took it upon myself to speak to people, and this is what I said earlier, connected to Kobe Thomas, Zion Scarlett, Chad James, Jaden Anderson, Dante Casanova, Dante Casanova. Oh, jeez, Cataract. I think you need to turn off your camera. Cataract. Dante. Dante Casanova. I think you need to turn off your camera, Cataract. Turn off your camera, Cataract.
Clip it.
Dante Casanova and Kiroy Anderson. No, and I said this, and I stand by it. No one contacted the players, their parents, their clubs, or anybody representing them. That is my argument. So whomever selected this team must come and tell us. So your question about where this play and I don't know I don't know what you come and ask what we discussed yesterday. That is why I'm asking you to go and listen to the conversation before you come and talk. That is my conversation, and you cannot dispute that. One father said, I wanted my son. An ex-family and club said in England, said, we want the player to come and play. The player was recently in Jamaica with our senior team. Nobody invited him. That is the point I made. The issue of saying the players were contacted. I started my program talking about equality and equity. I spoke about the fact that everybody must be given the equal opportunity to come to an outcome. And now you come on, the program leader, asking about when last this player play and that player play. When we are talking about invitation, that we were told they were invited. So I don't know where you come from. So now, you need to explain to me the reason behind your discussion. Because that is what we are discussing.
My point that I'm making is that as far as I see and I know what it seems that we're trying to move away from things that happened in the past, where players that are not playing regular football, being invited to various national camps / going to competitions that have not been playing, and the players coming are definitely not match ready, not match sharp. So why I mention all of those, and these are things that in the digital age today, you can check and find out. It's not like years ago when somebody tell you that, yes, this youngster is running 10-1, 10-2, or this youngster has played and scoring. You can find out what level they are playing at, if they're actually playing, and so on, right? So I did a little check. That's why I did mention those. And you could see some of them played like 2 minutes, 30 minutes, etc. Right? So I think that is something that I don't know.
How much minutes has Shaquille Thomas play?
Who?
Shanil Thomas.
I don't have that in front of me.
Oh, you don't have that information?
I wasn't prepared to come and discuss that. I could tell you.
Hold on. So you weren't prepared to come and discuss. You didn't know who I was going to talk about, but you were prepared to come and discuss them.
No, I heard you mention the name, sir.
Oh, so when I mentioned the name, you conveniently decided to come and talk about those. But you didn't thought it necessary. You didn't.
Why? How does his name come up? You didn't mention his name.
Because you are talking about minutes of players. You don't think it will be. You have to mute the feedback. You have to mute. You, having listened to me, already taken me out of context. You went on about the minutes of Thomas, Chad James, and so on. Why didn't you go and check the minutes of some of the other players so you could justify them? All right, that's number one. Number two, are you also aware that Luke Badley Morgan is not going to be available? Are you aware of that? You're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, you're aware of that?
I don't even know anything on that, I can't speak. I don't know anything. Hold on. I don't know what you are looking at, why you're calling the names, and why, you understand? So
what I am looking at? I'm looking at you.
Yeah, you're mentioning some of these names.
What names? But aren't these the same name? What? Leader, listen, I'm going to move on. I can't manage. I can't. Leader, you're muted. Ketara, go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why the company that Leader works for has seen it fit to put him in the basement. right?
No, Keta,
So
we're not going
talk
to do
aloud.
it. I need to move on with the conversation.
No,
This
I'm
is
moving on with it because
yeah,
let
let's
me say
move on.
this respectfully, and not even going to go another day. I want us to have a conversation about the freedom of speech thing that you raised,
Yeah.
because it's a very delicate matter, but there's a policy here. Um, Look, I asked yesterday for persons to come with their 18-man squad. And I said something yesterday. I think some people took offense to it. And leader has done it today. When someone poses a question, man's man, and then the person doesn't answer the question, but says, first, let me ask you one question, and then goes and asks 10 questions, it makes it look like there's something being hidden, but it also doesn't augur well for the flow of the program, because up to now we hadn't gotten an answer to that very first question that you asked. And some of us who are on the panel, etc., we can go rewind back to hear what it is. So I would suggest humbly that when a question is asked, you answer the question first and then proceed to pose your questions. That's just my thing. I'm gonna put it to you. Now, I really joined at the time to say that it is my belief that part of what we're seeing is poor planning, and we need to get to the root of the poor planning, but also, but but also we have to get to the root of the policy. And I'm asking the Jamaica Football Federation, through its the head of its technical committee, who is in charge of policy, is there a policy in place called for a quota system of overseas or English-based Jamaican players on a national team at an age group level? Or has this quota system policy been removed and communicated to all who select squads? That's number one, right? Number two is, as we are coming further to hear, and I'm hearing more and more about who is coaching the squad. And I am beginning to hear from some people, not many, because you know me sick bad, right? Which is why I asked for the camera to be off for some of the time. Look, whether Coach Marcel Gale, aka Fuzzy, will be sitting in the dugout, because I raised this matter, Mannings, and you at the time asked your thing about, do we have any proof, when I said that the coaches who had failed, instead of being removed from the national program, were seemed to be rewarded, and we were told that it was in some assisting position that would not affect them coaching, what you call it, having the main job of coaching the team. Now I am hearing that Coach Marcel Gale will be the coach at the CAC games, which in fact is a promotion, because you're moving from under 20 to under 23, which is the team that we were told is the future for the 2026 World Cup. So now we are placing the coaching at the start of this of the 2026 World Cup preparation in the hands of Coach Marcel Gale, who for one has not provided a report to the public or statement to the public about what transpired in the under 20. So I'll take that up and I ask again, because Mr. Speed was coy at best and asked to say we must wait and see. So I decided to wait and see, but now I am seeing and hearing, and I put those concerns there. Lastly, is in respect to leader. Before I hope you allow us to name our 18-man squad each, so we can see who and who is what and what. Leader, there are players that for which we are seeking information, and you ask how much game them play, who see them, but yet when you have players connected to the club for which you are a part of, you don't ask those same questions. So it brings about a question in some person's mind, in my mind, about the balance. Because the first thing, you didn't ask the question about how many minutes has Louis Watson, Louis Watson is from Santos, sorry. The players who were from Cavalier who are selected, how many minutes have they played? Where are their stats? Right? We are just trying to piece together what is a cloudy situation. And I will end by saying the General Secretary, Mr. Chung, you promised an era of transparency when you came in. And we as the fans, we as the ultras, let me not say all the fans, we are not seeing the transparency with which you promised, because we can't make heads from tails about what is happening now with the CAC team. And I have some interesting information on players who are available, for whom statistics are there.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, right, I'm going to put up the names that we for the squad, right, and just to refresh your memory, because the squad has been selected and posted. All right. So let me just show you the name. Also, Carlton is here. I'm going to let him speak so we can move along with the progress. So I'm going to give you. There was people asking about a name that was missing. The name has been added, and I think sometimes the talking online helps to do some of these things. So Cameron Lacey has also been added, and there's George Grant is an ex-player that spoke to some representative of his. He's a 17-year-old. I think he's George Grant Jr. That he is at Middlesbrough under 18. Right, I think so. He's there. He's a wing back, so he's there. I also receive word that I spoke to a representative of Harborview who believed that I didn't even know that Jashon Anglin is a player in that age group. Jashon
Yes.
is fit that age group. And so Joshan Anglin is a player that, from what I heard out by Harborview, that given his status, he may be included in the squad as well. All right? And so that's it. Again, the point I'm making is, and Pesa is right, no matter what is selected, people going to have issues. I'm not questioning that, right? Right? But here's what I know. Here's what I know, right? That the players were not given equal opportunity, and I'll stick to that. And I'm going based on the fact that I was told that invitation was sent to many players. And I know that Dante Casanova would have been available, Kobe Thomas would have been available, Chad James would have been available, Kira Anderson would have been available. For whatever reason they are not selected, it must be clear. I'm not here to be disrespectful, but when you have policies, they must be clearly stated. The question Ketarak asks, they are reasonable question, but this is not the platform. They must be asked of persons who are from the GFF. George Grant is a 17-year-old at Middlesbrough. But there is, and again, this morning I heard that there may be a problem with Luke Badley Morgan. He may have to pull out. I don't know if they get to replace him or not. I don't know how that is going to work. But Carlington is here, and then I'll go back to Unseen. Carlington.
Yes, Munnins, man. First thing I want to say, the squad that you name out a while ago, did the JFF put out this squad?
No, the squad is not out officially from the GFF.
Okay, because sometime we don't want to make certain suggestion, and we don't hear from the JFF officially say this is the squad, this is the coach. Because yesterday you were talking to Speed, and they said they didn't get a coach as yet. And normally, when you're picking a squad, it's supposed to be the coach picking a squad. You understand?
Yeah, but this could not have happened though.
Okay, because it's a rush thing.
Well, what happened is that there is no. Remember, the deadline came. Like, well, call it a rush. The deadline came. Yeah,
Yes. So it was a rush. So
yeah.
I don't see the big fuss about this then if it was a rush thing, because it's yesterday the deadline came like it closer. So I don't see a big fuss out of this why people saying, oh, this player don't in the squad. Because remember, this team, this CFC games, you don't get no time. They're gonna have time for preparation, like having a training.
Well, we don't know that. Like, you see, here's what is happening. You're saying that don't say anything until the squad come out. Then you ask question that we in for the future.
No, what I'm saying is like you said
No, no.
the
Here's
CFC
what I
game.
am saying. You're saying that we shouldn't really say anything because they have not put out an official squad. But
Yes.
then you can't ask. We can't discuss whether they're going to have training because we
No,
don't know.
no,
So
because you said first you said it was a like a rush thing because the thing come out late or whatever. So
yeah.
I'm just saying, if this side, because if me as a coach or any the man who's selecting a squad of JFF, I'm not gonna just select 18 players, because I have to have a couple training days before we enter in the CFC games. So if you're gonna pick a squad, or JFF gonna pick a squad, then randomly they should name at least even 25 players, and then you cut from there.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to understand the process, though. The process is the team has to go in. So you have the team going, and then you have the training. That's just how it has to be. It is not ideal, but this is the situation we find ourselves in. So
Yeah,
the pro-
that's why, because you said to me a while ago, say Luke Bradley Morgan or something like that, from Stokes, maybe not gonna be in. So the
from
problem
my
is you said,
sources, from my sources, he won't be able.
yeah. So you said
It's
you
just
don't
my
know if,
sources, I can be wrong,
yes, I know, but you said you don't know if they find anyone as yet. That's why I said for just name
Yeah,
for putting
I,
out,
I,
like,
I just gave a name. I gave a
okay,
name. I gave Jashan Anglin. I
So
did say that there is considering. I heard also that Jashan Anglin. I heard from sources at Harborview that, but Jashan Anglin had a situation that they don't know if that is on, because for traveling and these things. I think you need like all the players you have to present like police record for these things. I don't know if that will come up. That is just an assumption, but there is that there. So that he is an option
okay.
as
So
well.
it's just,
Yeah.
so it's just 18. It's just 18 people they're sending, like 18
Yeah, it's
names.
only 18 persons. Yeah,
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I have a challenge, Carlington.
Yes.
Carlington,
Okay.
you say is a, and let me try to turn on the camera to be respectful. Each time, right? I just for everybody to know, I have a serious like back surgery thing. So I can't keep sitting down. I have to keep standing up.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when man in front of you, I try to speak to man. Carlington,
Yeah.
in as far back as February, when Zach Lovelace's passport issue did not go through, I said, why aren't we making every effort to get the father here, etc.? Because you will have things like CAC coming up. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
a little selector knew that there was a CAC games this year, why wouldn't the JFF know that there's a CFC games here and have a squad. I also earlier
Yeah,
said,
Keter, but I answered that already, you know.
hold on, sir. And I heard your answer, and I'm going to come to that. I'm saying
No, man, I answered it free. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Keter.
you said that the JOA, and there's somebody sitting on the J. I don't sit on the JOA, but I knew that there was going to be a CAC games. I am saying that is the official communication which comes. However, they should be aware, because these tournaments are kept at specified times. They may not have known the exact time that Jamaica would have been invited to the CAC tournament. But what I had said was, I believe that there should be a under 17, a under 20, a under 23 squad in training and rotate going up at Captain Horace Burrell Center. Because you and I was on a program. Remember when we talked about that?
Mm-hmm.
So if that
Yeah.
was happening, we wouldn't be caught with our pants down proverbially,
That's
because
true.
we would have been, even though we don't know when a tournament will come that we need these squads, or when a friendly match would come up for this squad, we would at least have a core of players in rotation training that we're not putting them together the first time. But so I don't believe it's a rush. I believe from the time that I have heard management state that there is a CAC games on his program, which is when he said the JFF became aware, that that was significant time enough to, one, as a priority, appoint a coach. Number two, ask that coach as a priority to put together his 30-man squad from which he would come down. And as a priority, when I was told that Coach John Wall was going to may go to England in May, and I was saying, why wouldn't he be facilitated way earlier when you had the PL2 season, the Premier League 2 season running? Why would he go or be facilitated when the season is finished? No, Mannings, and I am asking you, do you have the facts, Mannings, that the invitation letter which came from the CAC, the Central American, whatever, Caribbean games people, Central American Caribbean, that letter did not have, one, the deadline date by which your provisional squad would have to be submitted, and the deadline date by which your formal official squad would have to be submitted. Because as far as I know, when letters come for invitations of letters come, they include the information about critical dates, i.e., which deadline is whatever. So I would say, do you have the facts and the proof that that information was not in the letter, and therefore the JFF were caught by surprise by this deadline date?
I don't have the letter, so I don't know what is in the letter. I don't know what is in the letter.
No, but you said that they said that the JFF were caught by surprise. Yesterday you said that the JFF were caught by surprise by this deadline. It just came upon them, and they then had to be rushing to put together the squad.
There was a previous timeline that was missed, and then on Friday, gone. They had to do it. So the time between the deadlines was very quick. So what it caught by surprise, like they call the person used. So I don't understand like the letter. I don't know like
Okay,
do I have proof of the letter? I don't have the letter.
right. So we have
Didn't you hear me on the program saying to Ryan LFC to speak to the person from the JFF who sits on the board of the JOA, find out from that person at what point did they have the conversation about this, and what did they send that message on to the persons at the JFF, so that I asked those things. I think Ryan came on and said he called the person, but they didn't get through. So I don't know how I'd get the letter to know when timeline and when deadline. It is obvious
okay.
that It is obvious that if I am the person who made them aware that they were in it, that whatever deadline, they would be surprised by it. So I don't need to see a letter to see that. So I don't understand the context. Like, do I
No.
have proof of the letter?
Okay, so I'm saying to you.
I'm not sure. What?
So I'm saying to you, and I'm asking, is this the way that a professional body is being
But
run?
what
Hold on a second, hold a minute. Let me ask the question.
No. I'm trying to listen. I'm not
answering you.
here.
I'm answering you. You asked me a question, and I'm answering you.
What question did I ask you?
You asked me. You don't understand what I'm saying because
I didn't say that. You are asking me what is in the letter. How would I know what is in the letter? How would I know? And so I don't understand why you're asking me what. No, what I don't understand, you're asking me if I have any facts that this is in the letter, the timeline, that these things were not in the letter. I'm asking you, like, why would you ask me about a letter?
right, and I'm answering. That was a question. I got that question. And I'm saying the reason why I'm asking you about that
Yes.
is because you were saying earlier, if we don't have proof about something, we should not raise it. And you said that the first time that they would have heard about it is when it was brought up on a YouTube program on this platform.
Yes.
Right. And I am saying, do we have proof that this letter, because it's not by word of mouth that people get invited.
You're mentioning a letter, At no point did I mention that there was some letter, But go ahead.
You did not mention that there's a letter. You said they found out by, and I'm not quoting you correctly.
Yeah, man.
By chance, by buck up, by listening to a YouTube program that there's a CAC games that Jamaica is invited to. And I'm saying, all right, let me retract. Can the JFF's general secretary, if he's listening to this program, or when you next have him on the program, tell us what date what date is stamped as received the invitation letter from the CAC, and did that letter have the deadlines on it?
But that's what I said to you, Cataract. Remember on the day on the program from last week, Ryan LFC, you can call him. We asked him to call the person, the vice president in the JFF that sits on it. He called the person. He didn't get through. So I don't know how I did ask. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how we're going back to this because we did ask. The person was called. He didn't get through. So
So I've retracted it. You haven't given, and I'm saying I'm posing the question to the general secretary of the JFF. I apologize.
You want to ask it. All right. So if you're gonna ask,
yes.
So what I'm saying, that you have raised some questions that cannot be answered on the program.
Right. You haven't provided that explanation. I'm saying I'm redirecting the question to the general secretary.
Yeah, but we don't need to discuss because the general secretary not going. Where's the general? He's not here.
No, but he comes from time to time. So I'm
when
saying,
he comes,
and you have the hold on.
What I want you to do, Cataract, because you have some very pertinent questions. Just listen to me. You have some very pertinent questions. What I want you to do is with those questions, because oftentimes when the persons come up, we don't get to ask these questions. So you need to write the questions down for you. You need to write them down for me. So whether you are here or I am here, when these people turn up, we have the questions. Because sometimes the kind of dialogue and the question you're asking, me as a host, I don't have the answer for them, so we can't have no discussion. There's nothing I can say about what you're saying.
Okay. I will commit to doing that. I'll also say to you that when we had the issue with the visa waiver for the under 17, I say this: official communication for an organization goes to its general secretary, who is the de facto CEO. And so calling Mr. Anderson, who sits on the JOA board, allegedly, because I don't know, but he sits on the JA board. I don't have any reason to believe that you guys are being mischievous or anything like that.
You can say allegedly, man. Not a problem.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
That I respectfully put it to you that having sat on a board for
Allegedly, you sat on a board.
No, I don't allegedly sat on the board.
I don't have no proof.
Okay, sir.
Go on the Jamaica.
Hold on, sir. You said allegedly.
Hold on, man. If when I say something is allegedly, anything you say is allegedly, you have until you can present me with proof. Allegedly, you sat on a board. Because that's how we're going to have the conversation.
No, you are speaking about a third party. I can speak about myself. And I'm saying, it's a third party. You're speaking about a third party. You're not saying I'm management. You have told me you sat on a board, and I don't disbelieve you. I am saying
I allegedly sit on a board, sir.
No, I never used the word alleged. I Cataract, who have sat on 5 boards in this country.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. Right? And I can name them. The Jamaica Tourist Board, the National Youth Service, Heart Trust, NTA, 4-H Club, and the Private Sector Board. So, we can say this. But just to get to the point, sorry, that it's not when you are assigned to sit on a board, you are the conduit by which information is provided. I am saying that the invitations and official communique goes to the office of the General Secretary. So I am respectfully asking Ryan and yourself to contact the General Secretary, who is the official repository of communication for the organization, to find out when the invitation letter was sent to the GFF and what were the deadlines that were provided to the GFF on that invitation.
So we were told that the Jamaica Olympic Association, Brian was on the show, meets with all the sporting groups or sporting bodies and have meetings. So there's a representative from the Jamaica Netball, so-and-so. The CAC games, as we understand it, because we don't know nothing, I mean, I assume to be a novice. The CAC games, from what I understand, is a part of the Olympic Association. Okay? So the person who sits on that from the JFF is Mr. Raymond Anderson. So we sought to ask him. You're saying that we are not supposed to ask him. We're supposed I go ask him. If you want to find out from Dennis Strong, you go and go ask him. Me I ask who me want to ask. Raymond Anderson want to find out from, not Dennis Strong. So if you want to find out from Dennis Strong, you go and go find out from it. Raymond Anderson want to find out from. Simple as that.
Why have we descended into this? Is this personal now? The ladies here are laughing at you. I am saying to you that therefore you would be going to ask, and I'm not stopping you from asking Raymond Anderson. I'm not saying don't ask Raymond Anderson. I'm suggesting.
Yeah, but Cataract, 1 minute. The General Secretary is going to tell you that he's not the one responsible for that. You have people we put in the position supposed to be responsible for that. So as the man said, the person who is on the board for is the right person to ask.
No, man. That is about the discussion. I'm talking about the letter. Raymond Anderson want to get that.
Doctor, what's his name? Warren Blake? Is Warren Blake the head of the JOA?
Notice the name. Notice the name.
Huh?
Pay attention to the name. Dr. Who, sir?
Warren Blake. Your name is Ohini. It's
Blake. Pay attention to the name.
Oh, so.
Pay attention to the name. Okay. Good. And I'm saying.
Somebody. Thank you. Is Matthew Samuda? Not Matthew. Chris Samuda.
Christopher Samuda.
Cannot be Matthew Samuda. Matthew Samuda is in charge of the prisoners.
Warren Blake is the head of the J3S. The J3S.
What you call it? JAAA.
The J3A, JAAA. Right.
Uh,
Well, all right, we don't want to delay this. Both the person who says who is said sits on the committee and the
anyway,
general secretary need to provide these answers.
let me say this again.
Because it's
All
not
right.
good for youth football.
All right, let me say this again. When it comes down to the GFF, let me just make it clear. I believe that they need to. Chris Samuda is Matthew's father. Chris Samuda, bro. My bad. Anyway, all right, right. So let me say this. Unseen, hold on, cause Unseen, you have been silent on this for a while. You have anything to say? Cause I don't want the people to call it decoration.
You have to wait material, you understand me? The man like
Yeah.
it right there on the thing, I can't have to listen. You understand me? But man is
Yeah.
man, my listening to the whole story, I think JFF really, blunder a lot in this. Then we have problem now with some of the players with them select as well. We just feel like the person who select a team here.
All right. Let me go through the list. Do you have a problem with Tyler Roberts,
No, that Roberts okay.
Delano Splat,
Good.
Brandon Cover?
I don't know him.
He's a player that I interviewed last week from Leicester City, the CDM.
Okay.
Good player.
Watch
You
it.
can trust me. Romy and Blake,
Okay.
Lamont Rochester,
Quality.
Christo J. Daly,
Good.
Devante Campbell.
Not for this season. It's not there.
Okay. Stephen Young, Portmore United, centre back.
Good centre back. Good centre back.
Matthew Baker, he was part of the U20 playing in Ireland. No.
Okay.
All right. Ronaldo Webster Cavaliers,
Yeah, man, deserve a chance.
Shanil Thomas Cavaliers.
Out of the squad. Need
All
enough for
right.
delay.
Asha Hutchinson, Arnett.
Good to go.
Marlon Allen, Arnett.
You know, you might have numbers, statistics, man is man, but not the best. But I don't have no bad to say about it.
All right. Philando Wing, Arnett.
Doing well so far for the season.
All right. Daniel Russell, Mount Pleasant.
Him play for the team I tier 2, come and see him getting a game.
No, he's a keeper with a heap of beard. He was keeping and then they put in Shaquan Davis recently. But he was the one who was keeping.
So my
After
question is Shaquan
the number.
Davis the same age as Daniel Russell?
I thought so, but leader say it's a different age, so I don't know. So, right?
So what about Connor Boy's Clark?
Bennett, he's going to Gold Cup.
Oh, okay. What about Bennett?
They say he's injured. Davis is too old, they said.
What about Mona goalkeeper?
The fi-
Man is man cough a while ago and drink some water.
No, man, me have to ask now because them man made the national team before. Yeah,
No, I don't know. He didn't make the national. Well, he was invited to the camp. Yeah, but I
Right.
don't know about the Mona goalkeeper.
He was on the bench.
I did ask about him and Duja.
But unseen.
Hmm.
So far, Manning's man name out the squad and maybe I just one player in the squad you have problem with it. So I don't think it's a bad squad there.
Yeah, Cameron Lacey. Cameron Lacey is
No,
the guy who played.
some of them I don't know them, so I can't really speak on it.
Okay.
Understand me?
Cameron Lacey, he played in the Catalonia game. He's in the MLS and
Him is the one who scored for we against Cameroon. I know him that.
No.
What about that?
No, that guy is past the age.
Okay.
My thing is, so
and then George Grant is one of those players who just got his Jamaican citizenship and passport. He's a 17-year-old at Middlesbrough under 18 wingback. So those are the players.
Okay.
So my question is,
Luke Badley Morgan is in there, but from my sources, he could be out and he could be replaced by Anglin, given that his situation. Yeah.
Man
So
is man.
money. Okay.
I'm going to ask other people.
Splat is in there as well. Eh?
We spoil that team, man.
I,
He might go World Cup.
for me, I don't see Whisper making my Gold Cup squad.
Yeah, somebody say, him in that team here then.
I don't know. Like those questions I can't answer. I would have thought that he would have been. I would even say Peter McGregor.
No, you don't deserve it. No, not at all. Cool like snow.
Peter McGregor?
Cool like snow. You don't
But
deserve it.
if you are not carrying Whisper to the Gold Cup, I think Whisper should in the squad.
Yeah, man. Total foolishness.
I think Whisper should deserve in the squad if you are not carrying to the Gold Cup.
Of course. Someone is
To me, how me see him play and how people talk, I mean, watch him
You
over
agree with
and
Josh
over.
and Anglin coming into the squad?
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
that player is a good player from
yeah.
our view, Josh and Anglin.
So Carlington and Unseen, we are saying that we lose a centre back and bring in a CDM, and that's a good thing.
No, I'm not. He said, management asked a question if Josh and Anglin is a good player.
No. Luke.
So we have 3 centre back already, Virgin. Romeo and Blake Rochester and
Lamont Rochester is a centre back now.
Of course,
Yeah, he's a centre back that they used to play wing back in the competition, but he's a centre back. He can play
centre
both
back at
positions.
Chicago Fire. That's what I see him play.
Yeah, he's a centre back, and he was a centre back out here today. Just use him to play on the left because he played centre back even when he was at St. George's.
Right.
So Mannings, who you think gonna be the coach?
I think Rudolph Austin probably going to be the assistant. Wendell Donzel obviously going to be there. I think
that is the best option. If you can't find a coach, I think Wendell Donzel could is the best option.
I think they should let goalkeeper coach Andrew Sewell, safe hands, be the goalkeeper coach, and I don't know. I deduce from the names of the B and A license coaches. I deduce from that Marcel Gale. People give him I must say that he didn't do well at the last tournament, but maybe because listen, let me say this. When it comes down to being respectful and decent, I have nothing bad to say about him. So, though people have said some horrible things, I try to stay away. But I think he will be the coach still. But, from a football
I think Donzel.
Let me just say this. He's a person that I respect, and so I choose not to be too critical of him, but I agree when people said he should not coach a team.
Listen, Mannings man.
My respect for him, but I agree with the people. Yeah. But
Marcel Gale is a player, is a coach I respect. Me and him used to coach, because when me a coach under Cassava under 15, he might coach Cassava under 12. You see me? So is a man when me and him are bridging like that. You understand? Enough time I ask me if me now come back to the coaching thing and thing. But what me I say to you, me think for this CFC games, if we can't find a right coach, we have to use the technical director, because Dunswell, when it comes with youth,
I just told you who is going to coach the team.
Okay. Because Dunswell better with youth from long time. So I think that's the best option that Dunswell as the head coach.
Go ahead and see.
All the fixtures come out with area and everything. Who are going to play?
Hold on. Come on, I jump from thing. Can we jump from player to coach before we get to fixtures?
One look at that. I'm just asking a question.
No, but you just discuss the coach.
No, I go back to the coach. That's why I'm asking a question.
Yeah, the fixtures is out. And the CSC, I think Colombia is in our zone. We can't go back over. I don't remember.
Then money's man.
That come out, brother.
Then money's man. Well, I know money's man.
Yeah.
Not set any coach to cover team and set them and stop themselves if you feel, man.
Nah, man, Dunswell a better coach for any else coach for coach a youth program right now. Because them man take Jamaica on as 22 World Cup already.
Bro, Dunswell will forever be Jamaica's favorite coach and will forever lose with Dunswell coaching.
Yeah, but don't if you can't find a coach right now, the best option is the technical director because
So
he
but at
have
the
that
end of the day,
experience.
at the end of the day,
So,
me I say to you, say, it come like a waste of time. And that me I tell you, because the coach, Fuzzy, don't take the job, Fuzzy. Leave it alone and start mash up your name.
Oh,
so let me may
let
I
me just
manage?
let me just say let me just remove a couple of names from this because
But you can't do
ju-
that on screen.
I just thing there. I just got back to my sources because I've been checking
Name
on Delano's plot.
names
Um,
coming in.
and so he's not coming.
Woo-hoo.
Just
So big up the man them that said that this was a great squad. This is it. All right. So let me say something with the coach. Marins, you know, we speak with respect, and never say what you said earlier is a part of the problem with the Jamaican football ecosystem. Everybody know everybody, so nobody can critical of nobody because if you're critical of a man, it means that whatever. So here we go. Are you saying then that those of us who have been ultra critical of Marcel Gale have been disrespectful and his performance with the team at the under 20 World Cup qualifiers was outstanding and above critique? Because the
like
greatest thing
when
about
did I? Well,
being
hold on,
the
hold on, Ketara.
greatest thing about
Hold on, Ketara. When did I say that he's above criticism?
no,
Tell me.
you just said that you know Marcel Gale and therefore you have stayed away from being critical of him and of his performance.
I do not tell any lie on me.
Is that not what you said? Okay, could you repeat what you said there? Maybe I heard you incorrectly. So could you repeat
Do
what
not
you
tell
said?
any. Do not do that
No,
any
I'm
Ketara.
asking you. I said maybe I didn't
So
hear you correctly. Could you repeat what you said?
let me say it again.
Okay.
Because I know him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a respectful person.
Mm-hmm.
I will not deal with him in some of the ways I've heard people dealt with him and been
Yeah,
very
same thing is there.
respectful.
Yeah.
However,
Hold on. If everybody keep talking, I
hold
can't
on. I
hear you.
went on and I said, however, I am in total agreement with the people that he should not be coaching the team. I said that.
Okay.
I'm going to be no party to no disrespect of him. I did not say at any point he cannot be criticized.
Okay. I'll take you at your
But
repeat.
criticizing in a
No,
respectful
hold
way.
on. But Carlington, if you
Hmm?
attack with the man attack, I can't go here where I'm saying that.
Okay.
That's why I mean it chip out before. My bad bro. So I just want to make sure I catch everything management say
Yeah.
so that he doesn't have to say I'm telling a lie on him. I want to make sure I don't misrepresent what he says. So Mannings, I'm asking you, maybe for our benefit, you are saying that you are saying that he's a respectful person and therefore you won't deal with him in a disrespectful way. I'm asking you, is it respectful to coach a team, a national team, fail to qualify, return to Jamaica, and nearly 1 year later make no public utterances about what happened with the team? Is that respectful? Because
He hold on. He's not. So you asked me a question, so let me answer. The gentleman works for the Jamaica Football Federation. Therefore, if he's supposed to speak publicly, it is the Jamaica Football Federation who's supposed to do it. I don't know if you know this, but there is in their new bylaws. What do they call this thing? Oh geez, I want to get the name correct. When you are not allowed to speak, there is even with players. you cannot make and say certain things public. That is a part of their new bylaws. That is there now. So unless the JFF,
Oh, the young lady is saying it's called non-disclosure. She was helping.
non-disclosure agreement. All right, thank you so much. All right. So if he reported to them, because first person is obligated to is the person who employ him. That is the JFF. What we can say is simply this, is that the JFF owe it to us to get the coach to talk, or they need to give us the report for those who want it. To say that the coach did not give a public utterance and that is disrespectful. You don't know the person's agreement.
Okay, so man. We played 2 games against Trinidad, and I heard this Coach Hal Grimson say, "Hold on, Mr. Bailey. We have just completed a 2-match tournament against Trinidad. I need to update the fans about what happened." So you're saying that the non-disclosure, which was just signed. Hold on, sir.
Hey, listen, Cataract, man. No, you're not go down the road because Coach Hal Crimson did not come out and give you his report after the Trinidad and the Mexico game. Do not tell me that.
He came out and spoke to the fans. He gave us his assessment.
He gave you an assessment. That is not the report.
No, I'm not saying. No, I did not ask for the report from. I did not ask from the report from Fuzzy. I said he has not said a word.
So you didn't mention. Oh, sorry. So you said that you weren't talking about.
Don't tell a lie upon me.
Oh, so you didn't say anything about report.
I have been asking for the report ad nauseum.
Oh, you did. From Mr. Speed. You did mention report.
It is disrespectful that Coach Fuzzy has not said a word to the Jamaican public.
A report. You said that, Cataract.
Did I say? Okay. Let me say again. Let me say again. It is disrespectful that Coach.
In your opinion.
You keep cutting. So
in your opinion.
You're trying to defend your friend now.
Let it be clearly stated that it is in your opinion. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you, man, think that it's respectful that the coach of the national under-20 team go to a tournament and return and having failed to qualify, not said a word to the Jamaican footballing public and public at large?
Oh, you're asking me the question?
Mark.
You're asking me the question?
Do you, man, think that it's respectful that the coach Marcel Gale of the national under-20 team went to a tournament 1 year ago approximately and returned to Jamaica having not qualified and not said a word to the Jamaican footballing public and public at large? Question mark.
You and I are in total agreement that he should have spoken to the public. I believe he should have. And I find it very distasteful that has happened. We haven't heard from him. Marion Gardner has gone. We haven't heard from him. Coach Whitmore has gone. We haven't heard from him. I find that very distasteful.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is that, and we can move on. When I say these things, I say them with the best of things. I'm only a selector, don't know better. But I mean, though, disrespect, I'm harsh at times because sometimes it's harsh on me. Right? It's harsh on me. And let me tell you why. Give me a moment there, Mannings. I'll show you something. Right? Hold on. This is a notification. You may see it here. I don't know if it's there. Don't know if you can see it.
No, man, I don't need to see. Just read what you
No,
read
but
and say
this
so
is
we
a
can move on.
notification for a flight to Chicago
So, like,
for the 24th of June.
brethren,
Hold on, allow
I
me.
don't have a lot of time. I don't know how your flight notification to Chicago have anything to do with you not wanting Marcel Gill to coach the team. I don't understand the connection. You don't want him to coach the team. I said I agree with you. Why I didn't know about the flight notification?
Because
You,
it
you
took
and
up
I
3
agree.
minutes
You
at
and
first.
I agree. You and I agree that given his performance, I would not have given him the team. I agree with you. I am saying that I'm not going to be a party of being disrespectful to a person. You're telling me that I need to disrespect him? Did I
I did
say that
not
he
say
did
that.
well?
I
So
did not tell you that.
what is the point of telling me about your flight arrangement then?
I'm
If you
saying
and I agree that he shouldn't get the team to coach, and the only thing we disagree with is that I will not be a party of disrespecting anyone. That's me. So if you want to do it, that's it. I don't understand why we're going over this.
So hold on. Cataract. Yeah, Marcel Gill a big bridging man. So what the thing?
I separate brethren and these things
From
because
sport.
you have to separate personal from professional.
Yes,
I
that's
believe
true.
that I'm saying to management, the reason why I'm harsh is
Yeah.
because it is hard-earned dollars that I take up, go support a team. And therefore, when I see the non-performance, I get harsh. Different from another man who might just watch it on him TV screen. That are my reason for my harshness. But I move on. In this team, what I'm saying is, this seems to me what is presented, and a man earlier, A.M. Henry, who love talk when every time you have something to say, I have something obligatory to say about cataract. The reason why I said I was not the person that said I need to name an 18-man team, and I said it yesterday. It was for fun and jokes. Manning's man said, don't say for fun and jokes. Manning's man challenged me about if I was displeased with some players on the team, who would I want in place? And we are having a hypothetical discussion because neither of us can pick the Jamaica national football team. And so Amanda have to say, and furthermore, sir, you may not have made it known to you, because I'm so bright, that this is not the official squad, because no official squad has been named.
Of
So for
course I
you
said
to,
that, Cataract.
no, not you, Mannings, man, not you.
Sorry. Yeah.
So some little man in a place where I say, boy, Cataract love to talk and not name him side like him want to take over on the coach and the side name already and if we just support it.
But
The side
that's
has
not
not
what
been
Carlton said,
named
though. That's not what
already.
you were saying.
Not
That's not.
Carlton.
Oh,
Carlton is not a little man.
sorry. Oh, you're talking to somebody.
Carlton a big man.
Oh, you're talking to somebody in the comment section. Sorry.
Yeah,
No. Sorry.
keep a program the thing. So I'm saying the reason why we are having this discussion is because the official side has not been named. So Mannings, what I would
But
say
how
to
you
you,
tell to leave the comment section alone, bro?
no, but you don't leave it alone though. Are you talk about equity and equality? So
I'm the host. I am the host, Cataract. I cannot leave the comment section alone. You are a panelist. You can leave the comment section alone. You have to
okay.
learn to leave the comment section alone. There are people who are in the comment section that they look for you on social media to give you a hard time. They know what strings to pull. And when you're
Cataract,
finished
remember,
your
it's like
comment,
a sound clash, them love
Yeah,
test your sound.
but me no way in
when
a
you're
string,
finished, they say,
brother.
look, when
Me
when
no way in
you're
a
finished,
string. Mannings, take that back, please.
huh?
Bad man no in a string. Oh.
Why?
But seriously, Mannings, let's see here. I believe with this team that we would have been seeking to put together a team of players that would form a core of players that would be towards 2026. What I see happening here is us hustling together to put together a team to fulfill an obligation for an invitation which we received.
I agree.
And hence my anger. I also am
I
aware,
understand it, your
right?
anger.
I am also aware that there are players with sufficiently good statistics who are awaiting an invitation or a release from their club in England, and I only know about England, that would allow them to come to Jamaica, put in for them passport, get it back in 2 weeks because they have every piece of documentation ready. And those players, my good friend, sit on the bench of a senior team already, then train with the senior squad, but they are of this age group, although they play in the PL2. Because time was sufficient if those players had gotten a call up for them to come and get their passport documentation done, because they have everything has been checked, there's no misspelling, there's no miss anything, up and ready to go. And what grieves me is that with Luke Bagley Morgan being unavailable, that 3 of those players are centre backs, including a left-footed centre back, and all 3 are at a Premier League club. The other thing I had was to pose to Unseen when he said that Lamont Rochester was serious quality. But I had a question when I looked at Lamont Rochester as a left back. So I'll withdraw that question, because one of the players who is on the verge of getting his Jamaican citizenship, one of those men that have everything but just need to submit it, right, is a player by the name of Sam Green, I think it is, from Manchester United, the left back. And I'm saying, having watched that player at left back, Lamont Rochester is nowhere in his class.
Cataract, A.M. Henry is not a man, all right? Is I am not a man, all right?
Okay.
But we have Kyle Ansing. Let me say something. I want to big up Rudolph Austin, right? Rudolph Austin is one of the journeymen, excellent captain for Jamaica. Do a lot of stuff. I interviewed him, right? He's doing his coaching thing. So as I think we always say we want to see former players in the thing. I'm glad that at least they have looked at him, because he has been a very good captain. Remember, went to Gold Cup and he decided that he would not strike because he wanted to play for Jamaica, and he played and many people were against him. I mean, journeyed long, came back to Jamaica to retire, saw that the youths at Portmore needed help. He's still playing and active with them. So I am happy for Rudolph Austin. So big up yourself, Rudolph Austin, that you get this opportunity. Hope you learn and grow and continue to get your licensing up and down, because you're one of those person leads and all over the place you play. You understand? One of the players that we really don't appreciate, his work. You understand me? So big up. I am happy for him, because I've always felt like players like Austin need a chance to be back in the program. We have Kyle Wallace on the line. And then Unseen is back to answer Cataract. So Kyle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man. It's a pleasure to be a part of the Thinking Woman sports program. And I'd like to say hello to all the panelists and the subscribers. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the fuzzy issue, real quick. I mean, I believe he should be a part of the coaching team only if he can come forth and make a written or verbal statement as to what transpired in the under 20 fiasco. And the reason is simple. Coaches have to learn by their mistakes. So if we see that he's learning and there's an improvement, we should push him forward. Let's be honest with ourselves. We want to basically give our coaches a chance or a platform to basically improve themselves. And we don't have many coaches who can, progress forward. So, granted, we must expect them to make mistakes and we expect them to come forth, and own their mistakes. And that to us will show the public that these people are trying to move forward.
Yeah, but
So that's where I stand on the fuzzy issue.
yeah. Let me say this too, Kyle, because I have spoken to him about being on these platforms. I've interviewed him at games, right?
Mm.
All right, but one thing I'll tell you is that, um, given some of the comments that I have seen and heard, I also, as a human being, can understand his his reluctance in wanting to do it. No, I agree that it would have been good for him to come and face the music, talk to the people. I agree with that, I agree with that. All right. But let me tell you,
But
that is why social media is very difficult because I have got,
Martin,
let me say this, Kyle, because sometimes we want the people, you probably want to have a, a logical, respectful conversation. But listen today, like in the comment section, Maxwell typed this. So I said that, I heard from my sources in England. Let me just give you an example that Splat may not be in the team. You know what Maxwell put in the group?
what?
Eh?
What? Read it out because I'm on the phone.
I don't know.
I'm not right.
So here's what he types. No Fuzzy never wants Splat. How will he coach a player he never wanted? And he has questions. So now that is suggesting that the person don't want. So some of these things sometimes, like we want to interact with the people, but we also at the same time must be respectful. In
Right.
this sense, I'm saying be critical.
Mm-hmm.
But this idea that we have is that because somebody failed, or them are idiot, them for go sell this, them for go and market and don't that, them man them for,
No.
like the truth is a lot of the sentiments expressed
Right.
are are very
Picture.
very like
I
I wouldn't
know.
deal I don't want no one to speak
But
to me that way. So there
okay.
is that. That's
So,
all I'm saying. So
so
I'm not.
Kyle,
No, wait. Let me hold
Let
on.
me just 30 seconds and
Let,
I'll finish. No, again, let me make it
mm-hmm.
categorically clear. I do
Mm-hmm.
believe that all our coaches, and I'm not, they should, listen, I am not asking them to come on social media. I am saying that go on mainstream media because they don't have to come on YouTube. They can go on TVJ and
Other
CVM and
other
speak to the people.
platforms. Right.
Go on other
Right.
platforms and do it. That is
Right.
that is where I'm at.
Okay.
All right, go
All right.
ahead.
Let me just answer that real quick. I understand that point of view where the coaches might see the vitriol from the public and not be able to handle it. But that comes part and parcel with what you're doing. I have watched under 20 tournaments in England where basically coaches have to face the media. Now, if these coaches want to aspire to international standards of coaching and interaction with the media, basically pro- pro- professionalism, they have to be aware that this is what you're going to get when they get into the job. It's part and parcel of the job. So it's a part and parcel of their
Totally
growing
agree.
process to
Totally.
be a coach.
This is why this is
Sorry?
crazy, because listen to this situation, Kyle. Because remember,
Mm,
whomever coaches this team did not select it. But if
okay.
this team fails and say Fuzzy is the coach, or
Yeah.
Andrew Price is the coach, or Andrew Edwards is the coach, who them going to cuss?
Coach, of course, but that's part and parcel of it. If the team is successful, he's going to get the credit, right? So our coaches have to learn how to be media savvy and they can't hide from them because what's going to happen is it's only going to get worse. Whereas people are going to speculate as to that this is a friend thing Why is he getting this job? Blah blah blah. Listen, we are a young, developing football nation. We have to come forth and say, listen, this is the path forward in your football coaching development. You have to be able to know how to deal with the media.
Yeah, but that is
There will be
Kyle.
backlash.
But the
There will be
media, what
backlash.
I'm saying is that I agree with you, but remember the media is not social media. So
Hmm.
where you and I are agreeing is that I think he could have done an interview on radio or that's fine because he doesn't have to do it on social media
Yeah.
because it takes a certain kind of character to deal with. Listen, some people have certain to beat him. Whether they mean that in jest, See, them will never get beaten till them can't walk. People have said those things.
That's that's our culture. Our culture is very, very heavy-handed in criticism. We
Yeah,
don't
that's
know,
what I'm saying. That's all I'm
Sir
saying.
Kyle,
when to draw the line.
Sir Kyle,
Sorry.
Sir Kyle. Um,
Hmm.
and I think there's a important things to discuss, but I'll talk about the personal issues. Manning's man, the world has evolved. Social media is an integral part of the media landscape in 2023.
Did I say no to that? But he doesn't have to speak on social media. He doesn't have to. That's what I said. And I agree. Whether social media is a total new media, he does not. He needs to speak. He doesn't need to come on these platforms.
Sir,
It's
I,
true.
I would appreciate if I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
make a point
But
because
that is the point
I
I'm
know you.
making.
No,
I
but
no. The
you're not
first thing you
allowing
have
me
to
to
do
make
is
a point,
no. Is it that you disagree with what I said? Yes or no?
sir. I
Do
am
you
making
disagree with what
a
I said?
point.
Yes or no?
You said that social media is not media, and I disagree with that.
People.
No, no cataract. That wasn't it. Let's just
Cataract. Hey, Cataract. Better we end the show.
no,
Rewind.
no. Man is
Man's
fast.
man. Cataract, just wake up.
Hold on a man. Hold on a man.
Cataract.
Whether you
Cataract, go hear that.
Cataract. Here's the thing, Cataract. May I come a far away?
yes,
Don't. Cataract. Don't do me that.
Don't
Cataract.
tell lie
Don't do
for
me
the man, man. They lie that man.
but that me here.
And that him say.
Cataract. Cataract. Don't do me that, Cataract.
Gentlemen, let's
Don't do
be
me that, man.
diplomatic. Let's just say that there is some miscommunication and move forward,
There's a
please.
miscommunication over. So let me say this. But manage, you don't allow me to finish my statement. And my statement was
You have to
that
answer my question. I
no,
said that he doesn't have to speak on these platforms.
yes, he does not have to.
Thank you. So you agree with me.
He
Go
does
ahead.
not have to. However, what I'm saying is social media is an integral part of the media landscape. It
That's
means
understandable.
any coach in this time and any time going forward that is not able to harness and relate on this landscape will miss the opportunity to communicate to a large percentage of the population who consume their media via social media and not via
And
the tradition, right?
and let me just add. Let me hold on the college rack. And let me just add. The courts need to have the public buy into his vision, whatever that is. We need to see where he wants to go. We don't have to agree with it, but you need to have a selling point as to what he's trying to achieve. And that's what's lacking with our coaches who hide from the media. It breeds distrust. We don't have a vision. We don't see what they're trying to do. Therefore, what's going to happen? Animosity and backlash. And they need to understand that. That's part and parcel of modern day coaching. You can't just coach a team, it failed, and say, that's it. We're not going to find out what happened. Fuzzy need to know this. And we're not only Fuzzy, but our local coaches need to understand it. Look at Coach Hamilton. There's a reason why he comes on your platform. Because he wants to sell his vision.
Let me say this again.
So Kyle, you asked.
Hold on, Cataract. Let me say this again. Our coaches need to communicate with the public via press conferences and interviews. They need to. Total agreement. The space that we have, no. I can only speak of here. It is a very hostile environment that even persons like me have been threatened and use all kind of derogatory terms to discuss and describe me. I can totally understand why some of our coaches or persons in football refuse to come on these spaces. That is no excuse, however, for them to not be in the public ear. They have other mediums, meaning they can go to the traditional media, they can go to the print media, they can go on the JFF site and speak, and we would still
Yeah.
be dissatisfied because we believe that if they don't come on the YouTube platforms, it is not right because this is it. I am
No,
saying to you
no
that
man.
I don't see Gareth Southgate going on AFTV. I don't see Gareth Southgate going on United Stand. What I see Gareth Southgate do is make himself available to the public. My point is the coaches need to make themselves available. Arteta doesn't go on AFTV, but he speaks to the public. Therefore, our coaches need to do that. But they also need to control what environment they put themselves in. I am not going to put myself on certain stations to be interviewed because I know the perception that they have of me as a vlogger. So I will not do that.
So
But
Manning,
I know that there's a need for me to talk about what I do. So I go on the platform that I believe respects me, respects what I do, and are more conducive
so
to what
Mannings,
I want to express. That's
Mannings.
all I'm saying. Go
No,
ahead and then
Mannings.
answer.
Hold on, Kyle, because you asked for a moment to break my point and then made a whole different substantive point. So respectfully allow me to finish. Mannings, first of all, no one said that they must come on. If they don't come on YouTube, we have a problem with it. That is not what was said at all. Right? No. What I have asked for is that when you before you go to a tournament, as is done in the nations that we are trying to emulate, is that you hold a press conference before and you hold a press conference when you return to discuss the performance. That you don't have to pick and choose the individual platform to go on, because in a press conference you are open to a variety of platforms: the TV, the print, the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok. Big up Dre Anyweather. But that is the way it is done. That you come back and you hold a public forum, which is a press conference.
Let,
That is
all
the least that
right.
should be.
There
Hold on,
should be a press
hold
conference.
on,
No,
Kyle.
no,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
hold on,
no.
hold on.
I
Let me
want you to know. I
let
want
me
you to
finish.
know. I want you to know that I agree with you that there should be press conferences. We agree. Go ahead.
Right. That's why I say it is the least, and I think that that is, if you do the minimum, then you get a pass mark for me. But that don't give you the excelling grade, because you should be able to be savvy enough to deal with media in different spheres. And because I operate in both football and politics, right, I can tell you that it's always said to persons, you can't only go on the media that is friendly to you, you must be able to go on those that are unfriendly, so that people can see that you can handle dealing with difficult persons. But there's an important thing I wanted to make, which when you asked about the coaching and Rudolph Asting, right? Because if you remember, my good friend, not my good friend, my co-host, my co-guest, because Mannings is the host. My co-guest Anstey made a statement that said he wasn't going to divert from the coaching when I asked him, let me speak on the coaching. And we reached 1 hour after that unseen. But unseen, I'm asking, does Rudolph Austin have a coaching license? And I'm a Leeds United fan,
He's
so
a C license, and he has
C
a C
license.
license. Yes.
So,
Okay.
hold on.
Hold
We can
hold
say
on.
that.
You going to? I got to answer. He
Okay.
got a C license
Go on.
coach, and I'm suggesting, if you're asking me who could be there to coach, I think Coach Andre Edwards, who has a B license, right, and who was most recently coaching a national team, I think the Turks and Caicos. He could have been considered. He took Jamaica very close when he was, I think, the under 17 coach to qualifying. Failed, but he took us very close. And if I remember, he spoke when he came back from that qualifying tournament about some of the reasons. And he had, if I recall correctly, he had spoken about the lack of time given to prepare the team. If you remember, and not having practice games. So that's a name. Jamaica, I think we could have tried to mend fences with Coach Paul Hall, who may have taken up this assignment because he's now on the season has finished for Queen's Park Rangers. I don't know if he would take it up, but these are just some of the thinking outside of the box that we could
That
have.
fence is not going to mend.
Pardon me?
That fence not going to be mended.
I would hope that those fences are mended because
next 10 years.
Just go ahead, Ketra, because remember we still have Kyle on the line.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
and
those
I make a point and then come on.
right, and they are the things. So I don't know that Rudolph Austin is the most qualified of them, but you say he has a C license, and if we are happy to have a C license coach with our national team,
No eating on this on the stream, Carlington.
Man is man, I know that catch one there now.
Man is man. Just want to say before.
I really need. All right, I need to let Kyle because he wants to run. So let me just let Kyle finish up, and then you take over and see.
Sure. Yeah. My point is simple. What if we had gotten another coach and they fail? Then what? Do we throw them away? My point is simple. We need to give our local coaches the time to master their craft through failure, because they are going to fail, and we can't just throw them away every time there's a failure. In that same breath, these coaches need to come forth to the media, like you said, and state their vision before a tournament and after a tournament, whether they do well or whether they fail. It's all a part and parcel of the learning process of modern day coaching. Okay, gentlemen, I'll sit back and watch the Thinking Man's Woman Sports Program. Have a good day.
Thank you, Kyle. Go ahead, Odyssey.
Man is man. If me remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
I think me hear the technical director said there for the national team you must have a B license. Whether you're assistant or you must have a B license.
For the but they're not. This is not the senior team. This is they didn't have that stipulation for our junior teams.
Any national team here?
They said any national team.
Any national team.
So what I hear is that for you to be a part of the coaching staff,
yeah, you must have a B license.
For any national team.
Yes. In the Premier League, it's C license.
No, man. Let me ask. So
and the D license.
Yeah, man. So I just want to make sure, because I want to be able to ask this. You're saying that the statement that was made is that for anyone to coach in any of our football team at the national level, they must have a B license. Whether you're part of whether you're the head coach or the assistant coach.
Right.
Okay. I didn't get that understanding.
And in the Premier League, you must have a C license.
No, man, I know about the Premier League. I didn't know that was the case for all the programs. So from under 15 to under, I didn't know.
Right.
I honestly didn't know that.
That's what
you must have a B license to be head coach or assistant coach. I did not know that.
Right.
Hold on, and see before you get yourself into it. Because I see Madden's leading you down a path.
Him can't lead you down, man.
The statement that was made, hold on, the statement that was made, because we didn't ask specifically about assistant coach, and we heard that to be a part of any national team, that was the word used, you must have a B license.
Right. Because Unseen is, we are talking about Rudolph Austin. So that's what we're talking about. So that's what I'm saying, that if it goes to the assistant coaches. With Road, I'm not leading him down. And he says, yes, it goes down to the assistant coaches. I thought it was for the head coaches. But I'm saying, fine, I can find out. I'm not leading him down on road.
The next thing now, man, is that I believe that these coaches in Jamaica should have the guts sometimes to just refuse some jobs, refuse some offers, because some of these offers really damage damage them, like Fuzzy. One of my thing was before Fuzzy take up the under 20, me say a lot, Mr. Fuzzy, it it look like you're something not it not go right in a film favor, man. And if you get the job again, it's the same thing. You must can say which go down the line, right? And tell him says, here we go on. I'm not bother with it. Because I see him thing doing on 20 name. Never for going he might be him team or going to Conga Cup League management. Left and go coach Jamaica team. And when him get out time, be a disrespect. Yeah? Sometimes when it's just easy and just trust the process and work with them domestic thing and build them credentials and stop
So
running.
if they call you now to give you the job, would you take it?
I take it coming on a name. First, you have him name before him take up national team.
You are telling the next man, don't take the job and then you take it.
No, I take it because
You said they would take the thing into a joke. You said to me when I said to you about joke and thing, you said to me, don't turn the show. You don't say anything to a joke because
what kind of joke? I'm not joking. The man just said
asking a D license coach if he would take the job. And you admit the thing into a joke.
No, you must say that he would tell us not to take the job, but in the same breath, he's going to take it.
Yes, because I look at money.
Me I look at money, name. Me I look at money.
So let me say this, and I will forever say this when it came to Fuzzy. All of us would agree that the open to Coach Marcel Gale was the largest pool of talent that had ever been opened in recent memory for an under 20 team.
Cataract. All right. Hold on, Cataract. All right, go ahead.
Right. And we believe that it's his choices that led to some of the inexplicable choices that led to some of the results that we saw. And I believe that some of the disrespect that is meted out to him, and I don't agree with the disrespect, right? But I agree with the harshness, is because we felt as fans that some of those choices robbed us of an opportunity to go to a World Cup. And I put, for example...
I agree, Cataract. We agree with that,
Okay.
Remember, all of us agree that the selection was an issue. One, and so therefore, I totally agree with people saying he should not be given a next job. I can agree with that. What I will not agree with is the level of disrespect. And I am saying that some of those things may have led to him not coming out publicly. I still believe that he should. But let me say this. I also believe...
When you say about disrespect, I heard you on this program playing a clip calling coaches roach with a whistle. You didn't think that was disrespectful?
No, that's why I played. Remember why I played it?
Permeated the disrespect?
Yes. Remember why I played it, though. Remember why I played it. Because remember, it wasn't me. It was an ex-vlogger, and I don't want to call it. Yes, but right. I played it. I played it for a particular reason, talking about the same thing that I'm talking about. Because many coaches felt disrespected by that, and that they should be locked up. Now, I can understand how they feel. And like I'm saying that sometimes when people say these things, it is in the heat. I remember I did a video and I said, red flag. You remember I did this thing and said, should never put on back the national jersey again after a defeat. And here's the thing. After doing that and stuff, a player reached out to me and said, have you ever had a bad game? And they reminded me of a game that I played because the player know me. And said, what if you were dismissed totally from football for that? How would you feel? And I say, you're right. And I went and I spoke about it and I corrected myself while I still believe that some of those players should not have been a part of the campaign going ahead. So let me go on. What if, all I'm saying, what if there are other factors, just food for thought, that played a part in, like you suggested earlier, the amount of players outside of the country that could have played? What if there were that factor played in the mind of the coach? I'm not saying that it did, but sometimes when we're not privy to everything, these things also happen. What if?
Right.
But
And I'm saying to you that if you had come to us, we'd be able to ask you, was the quota system a reason for your selection? And you could have said yes or no. The fact that you didn't come and talk to us meant that very thing. The other reason why I am unrelented with Coach Fuzzy is because of what I call the Delano Splat issue. Efforts were made, diplomatic efforts were made behind the scenes to bring the young man to the national stadium to apologize to the coach for any disrespect the coach felt by what the player did and said. You understand me calling that?
Yes, yes.
And he sent back the player go to England. So then, brother, you can't ball when you are get disrespect. Because when you feel like you were getting disrespected by a player, you never have no forgiveness in your heart. You put the player up on a plane. And this was a player who came to Jamaica 3 weeks and was sitting down in a Spanish town and would not get called up every week. Remember, we were calling up the camp every week, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, him at the first man, Delano Splat paid his own way to come to Jamaica because one of his parents lived down here.
I'm going to tell you, Cataract, first
Right.
thing, I was a coach. I'm used to coaching in Jamaica. And as a coach, you have to be professional. You can't use feelings. You understand? And you got buck players where them are go have a look thing where maybe you as a coach don't like the him look away, but you as a coach you can't use personality with professionalism. You understand? So even if a player make a look outrage stuff where you don't like as a coach, you as the coach supposed to bring him one side and you talk to him. And if I so be the case, something you don't like, you make him apologize in front of him teammate them, because he's a young player. You understand? And you deal with a young team. So you have to know how to deal with the young person. So as where you say him put him back.
There are a number of Carlington. There was a central defender from the MLS, right? Who made a tackle when the coach was saying, boy, it was supposed to be a light thing, and he made a hard tackle. The man was cut and sent to. We have been given no reason why Akeem Bernard was sent to without an investigation. A man said him thief $20, him gone. There was no investigation held, the player was gone. So when you make those kind of hardline things, you can't come and expect to be dealt with a soft line kid glove. And I'm saying earlier when you left Marines that the hardline take with Delano Splat, where
go ahead.
Where the player was brought to the stadium, an apology made to the coach for whatever disrespect the coach thought was given, and it may be a misunderstanding in terms of his English, how him deal with thing and banter or whatever. And that wasn't accepted because the player was still cut from the team. or was not recalled to the team. Put it that way, was not recalled to the team. And I'm saying, with those hardline decisions, you can't expect to be dealt with kid gloves, because you didn't deal with the kids with a kid glove.
All right, so let me just, because I think we need to, because we have been on this for quite a while. But what I'll say this is that if he is the coach, the team goes out and they do well, would you change your opinion?
No,
All right, so let's move on.
because my opinion is a matter of principle.
Okay, so you
And
want change.
and I want to ask you a question.
Let's,
I want to ask you a question. What do you call do well?
But I don't need to answer the question, because they said if the team does well, you answer the question. You said no, so I don't need to answer the
And
question.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm moving on because you have answered my question. So what well means you don't need to know, because you already said that you won't change your opinion because it's a matter of principle. So no performance can change the principle that you have come to your decision on. So we don't need to continue. We don't need to belabor the point. Respectfully, man, we can move on from the things. All right. So because we have 13 minutes to get up. We can't bother go over that. May have enough long conversation today where we are allegedly, where I say, listen to me, where I say, mute, and so let's leave that one alone until next time. Carlington, I'll eat off one whole box of KFC and drink one whole water orange juice and still the funny show. You understand?
Man, you say a point about with the coach. Say coach maybe because people talk certain way about him, maybe no one come on. Let me tell you this, man. As a coach, coaching come with disrespect. You got fans, I got tell you all type of things. And me was a coach, and me can tell you, man, me used to get it. People used to tell me, say, me and the player them in love, me and the player them I got bed. Man, I like big stands. Who you are this, you are fish.
No,
Yeah.
what
So
I'm saying though, but
on a
you see,
platform, as what you're saying.
You guys are making two different points than me, right? I am not saying that he's not supposed to be criticized.
Yeah.
I did not say he's not
No,
supposed to be
I know that you never say that.
I did not say that he didn't. I did not come out and say, oh, he had a great performance and did well. I did not say, yes, keep on giving him. I didn't say that. I was upset as well. I agree with Katarak and with you. He should have come out and said something, even if he was criticized. But not everyone is built that way. I understand football. I am not saying that. Right? I don't know all the facts, but given from what I have seen, I would agree with even Katarak that some of the decisions were not the best decisions in terms of player selection. I was a part of it, so I understood. But I have come into some new facts about some of the situations that were outside of the coach's control. And I presume that some of those reasons may be why he didn't speak. So let's go by deduction, because you're all intelligent people. Intelligent. And this is no excuse. Recently, we had the under 20 coach in Jamaica conditioning some players for a couple of days. A CAC team is picked and he's nowhere to be found. Can't we all see that, like we started out the program, that there are some bigger issues at work that is creating some of these problems? That's all I am saying. And we need to get to the root of the matter, because maybe we are blaming the coaches. They are to be blamed. But maybe it goes way beyond the coaches. Maybe it is the persons who select the coaches. Maybe it is the process by which the coaches are selected. It may be, like what Unseen says, that some of these coaches should not take the jobs, I don't know, given the conditions that they are given the job in. You understand me?
True too. That's true too.
Yeah.
But I think the JFF have something to do with Marcel Gill don't come out. Him and the next coach to not come to the media. I think JFF have something like them have something to do with that.
Yeah.
And because the coach them want to keep them job, them can't just come out on them own. Them have to get the order from JFL. Okay,
Hey,
yes, they can go talk to them.
let me just say this in closing because Champions League is coming up. But again, listen, I think I would have loved to seen some other players in the squad. They are not there. I'm going to support my team. You understand me?
Yeah, you have to just support it because it's not as like CFC game is just a tournament for give the player them some exposure. You know,
But
so
so
we're
Let
who
me
not
was,
say
who
this.
supposed to
was
try
saying
to
you're
kill
not
yourself.
supporting the team? Nobody
I,
said you're not supporting the team. Is there anybody who's not supporting the team? When the team is picked on match day, we're all supporting the team.
I'm just
What?
talking about me, Cataract. I didn't say people are not supporting the team. Persons have said them not watching a game. I'm just talking about me, Cataract.
Somebody said
Easy.
they're not watching a game.
Yes, I'm now watch the game because them don't like this team. So that's me. I'm different. That's
And
me, man. Easy.
who said that?
But
Who
lad, I
said that?
don't remember. I saw
We
it in the
never hear
comment.
Carlin, man. We
No,
never.
no,
Anyway,
no, no.
anyway,
You mean somebody in the comment section?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, Cataract. I am the moderator, Cataract, so I have to see. All right, all right. So let me say this, right? I believe Balogun going to the United States is a good thing for Jamaica's football in two ways. One, I think this will further encourage Reese Nelson to consider Jamaica. I believe because both of them came through the Arsenal system together. And now that Balogun is going to play in the Gold Cup, I think this is like, to me, this is how I see it. It will also, other young players seeing Balogun in the USA will begin to check out their Caribbean roots. So I think this opens the door for more players to now want to come and play for Jamaica. My opinion. Number two, it means that the profile of the CONCACAF tournaments will be lifted higher when you have these players coming in and big publicity about it. That is why I think like even the whole Demarai Gray thing, it should have been kept like secret. So when it happened, just like how Florence Balogun owned, just yeah, that is what happened. It just comes out like that, and you hear Demarai Gray, you hear that big names, it come out like that, Fabrizio Romano kind of a stuff. I think those things are important. So I think there is no negative in this for Jamaica. I think this is good for Jamaica, and we must use, right? We must use things like this to help to add to our recruitment. So we can go and say to a player, listen, Balogun just dominated stuff in the league in France, 19 goals in 20 games, and he has chosen America. Don't you see that the profile of our league and our competition in CONCACAF, it is going higher? And that, I think, is a good thing. So I think there is
When I hear your manings.
Yeah, freeze money.
So, Carlington, I believe
Yeah.
we don't hear manings.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a good thing, but I also think that there are even bigger players. Ibra Isre at Crystal Palace.
Yeah. He's Jamaican?
No.
Oh,
Nigerian.
okay.
Who they attempted to call up, who has said no to the England call up because he wants to consider his option with Nigeria.
Okay.
Let me put down my camera, right? To Nigeria. That it is showing that it's not only that they are bigger players, and Eze Ibra is a starting player in the Premier League. He's not in France or anywhere else, right? Olise. There's several players who are making that choice, and I think that the man that must be credited with that is none other than Mikel Antonio. I think he must be given the credit in history for the choice that he made. And Ghana, Ivory Coast, both two players
What about my boy from Everton? Ibo, remember saying met the choice long time and go to Nigeria.
Zaha and
Yeah.
Zaha from Crystal Palace and
Boy from Everton, go Nigeria.
No man, them are a little bit of player, man.
All right, yeah.
I'm talking about big name.
Standard, yeah.
Man, we are start week in, week out. It was unheard of that they would turn down England to play for another country. So I think Wilfred Zaha, when history is wrote, if I am not alive, we remember Wilfred Zaha and Mikel Antonio and the choice they made to come to the country of their parents and grandparents to help lift our football, and long live the name Mikel Antonio. But when Manes came back to this point that he made, and I want to say this, I don't bash nobody. This under 23 squad, they are players in England right now who, if they receive a call up from Jamaica, they would pack their bags, come with their grandmother passport, their grandmother birth certificate, their father, mother, every piece of document. But to go and sit down and wait 3 months or 6 months for it to go through the embassy in London would mean that they would not be eligible. And I am using this platform to say to the powers that be, free up the ball of them, call them up, write to the clubs, and I'm going to tell you the clubs. I'm talking West Ham, Everton, Arsenal. All they require is a letter to these clubs seeking their release, and those players will come to Jamaica and sort out their passport. They have all the documents. The documents have been checked. There is no error. There is no nothing. These players are good to go.
So these players on the JFF radar, though?
I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is that they are at that level of player, right? That but they are not senior team players, because the CAC is under 22, right? So they're not earning the 50,000 or the 20,000 or 10,000 pounds a week, but they are willing to even go that mile. But they can't spend that money if you come to Jamaica for years, so them now get called up. They would like to know that they are called up, they will come to Jamaica and sort them thing out within the 2-week time. And that would be way before CAC games. Way before. Bolliker, I spoke yesterday and I said this. When I was asked to pick a team, and management, you will have to speak to the Lord and seek some forgiveness, because yesterday you committed to having your space on the program for Cataract to come and tell you who my 18-man squad would be. If I were the coach, if I, in my little way, for our own little thing where we can take. And I said yesterday, and I say it again, the first name on my list would be Dujon Richards, Phoenix Academy, captain. That's the first name on my team for the CAC games.
Yeah, definitely. Him deserves that.
Leader, you can ask for a release, and don't say that, sir, because when we had the Catalonia game, we got released for Johnson Clark Harris and Joel Latiba there, and they did not have passports. So don't come with that, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't try that. See Carlington there? Carlington, what me know is them man here. Them a try pull smoke and mirrors. And some of we have to just be the man them for keep burn the fire. We not burn out and runs out.
Leader is a good man, but when we realize the leader always try, same as how them talk about Craig Butler defending player, and the same way them try to defend for them player to fit in the squad. You understand?
Yeah,
because
man.
it's like to me, leader of defense some player where him thinks they come through film ranking and them good enough, them should have in the squad. That is all about. But you never get all of your player them in the squad. You understand? As what we say, you can't get everybody who you feel like say, yeah, everybody. No, you never get everybody in the squad where you coach. You know,
that's correct. And leader, you can't run from one thing. So don't run from the topic where you just say, but man, you can't call a player that not eligible. Don't do that. You just said that you can't call up all our Mannings. A war broke out.
You have to close off right, come here front. So finish up what you're saying. Remember to keep the good door behind you closed because we don't want to pass by.
I think the man them was glad for
Mannings want to play them. Mannings man, I have to talk, because one piece of land on center and but I know next year.
No, but seriously, before you go up on your land thing, before you go up on your Mannings, what I'm saying is, Mannings, I'm saying that one, there are some players who are part of Premier League clubs that have all of their documentation ready, but they can't go through the consulate in London because it's going to take an extra long time because there have been some resignations at the consulate. So the dates that they are getting for applications are down in September and October, right? And I'm saying that if these players were called up, they would come to Jamaica, put in their application at Pika, at Constant Spring Road, and within the 2 weeks, they would be ready with their passport because there are no errors on those documents. And we are talking players from at least 3 clubs I can state: Everton, West Ham, and your own Arsenal.
All right, so people, listen. It is raining. Oh, jeez. I am frozen again. I don't know what is up. It is raining elephants and giraffes right now, right? And therefore,
the people, may I tell them, say, I true, we were supposed to name an 18-man squad, and you promised that would happen, and you didn't do that. That's why the Lord is raining down on you.
Today is Tuesday. We know we probably can do it later.
Put up a stream for that alone.
Yeah, I'll call you later, and then you can come and do that. All right, but people, I have to roll.
I have to go.
I have to run, right? Because
if there's no more stream, people, Footer Jackshill, Cataract Stone.
Yeah, I don't want anybody running. I don't want anybody, any streakers coming through the open doors. So I'm going to end the stream.
Man, I have a talk. I'm one piece of land, joking one piece of land. I sent and more come live in a man in. I not left friends to come back at town. I don't want to go back at town.
Oh, don't worry yourself.
Yeah, man, what you have a place, man.
All right, man. People, bless up yourself. You understand?
Yes,
recently, I am management. This is I am sure sports. Cataract. Carlington. Unseen. Up. Leader.
Unseen is not
everybody,
seen.
big up on yourself. Big up again to Rudolph Austin. You understand me? Happy for your youth. You understand me? See your fans. You don't know. And them ever see it. You understand me? Bless up to all of the ballers, them. Big up to Mount Pleasant JPL winners. You understand me? Yeah, I am management. This has been I am sure sport. When we get to this point, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jace representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.